Well, the Creamy podcast.
The Creamy special.
And can I just say that you guys look absolutely amazing.
Oh, yeah, I dressed my best.
Yeah, I really like the elf one. That's nice. Where'd you get that from?
So funny story. We Holly and I, every year we do, like, for Christmas, we do an ornament for each other, and we do like a Christmas tree ornament.
Oh, ornament. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
ornament,
okay.
And then we do pajamas. And so, like, every
year,
year,
those onesies.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
You
look,
cracked
there's
out halfway through.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not wearing them. I mean, you can't see it on the podcast anyways, but
I'd make you do it, Steve.
There's some ridiculous pants that go with this.
You said you had multiple onesies, right?
Yes, and so
multiple onesies.
Yeah,
I just have the
this one's not a
one.
onesie, obviously.
No, yeah.
But every year, like, we try to make them like as ridiculous as possible.
Just go balls
So
to the
yeah,
wall,
we go just like make it.
So next Christmas special, I'll be in a reindeer onesie. You can be in an elf onesie, and
I got the gorilla, but that's not very
no,
creepy.
you can be in like a snowman or a Sam Squanch onesie.
Yeah,
They definitely make those inflatable ones for snowmen.
We can't have that.
What, you don't want you don't think the whole fucking podcast
That
would be
and
fun?
the shuffling,
Yeah.
and just taking up
You wouldn't be able to sit. I'd just
your
be like
entire
kneeling.
screen would just be white.
Be like,
Yeah.
I can
what's that?
see you just like.
just trying to push everything down.
Yeah, well, I have a gingerbread man onesie, and like in the reindeer onesie as well. But like you have to have the hood up, but I'm like I'm gonna get hot. Like,
Yeah,
like,
the
it's
gorilla
gonna-
onesies
yeah.
like
Well, just
that.
turn
And
the
like
heat off
without
and open
the-
the garage door, it'll be fine.
Yeah. without the hood up and like the whole ensemble, like it doesn't look like much. Like this looks like the most.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah,
just
the other
as
one
a
just
fun-
looks like a half-assed Chewbacca
Yeah.
costume. It's just like
It's just
furry
weird.
and,
Like no one knows what it is.
No, you can dress up as Santa. You can be an elf. I'll wear a reindeer onesie with just like the hood or something.
Yeah.
And that'll be next year's Christmas
you go.
tradition.
Yeah.
We're planning ahead.
Hell yeah, I like it. I know, and we'll do it.
370 some odd days ahead.
Well, you think we're gonna do it on Christmas? We're planning exactly 1 year out.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, show the camera. I feel like they're missing your T-Rex.
Oh, that's true. It is. Oh,
With
it's got a
the-
scarf.
with the
he's got a
scarf?
He
I
had
didn't
a
realize
little
that, okay.
pom-pom on the top of his hat, but that was the first thing to fall off. That lasted like a week.
This is a weathered shirt
This
for
thing's
you.
like 2 years old.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got them at the
Well, I
same
mean,
time.
it's hard to find a real Christmas
It's not
sweater.
It's older than 2 years old.
Oh, it is.
It is
It's like
older
3
than
or
2.
4.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Well, I only break it out for Christmas. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's so hard to find like an actual knitted ugly Christmas sweater. In
This
fact,
is this. I feel like this is a printed one. I don't really.
no,
like,
it's knitted. It's just
It's knitted, but it's not like.
the whole design doesn't go like all the way
Right.
up
Right.
and down or on the back.
It wasn't done right. It's as good as
It's
it's
better
gonna
than
get.
most. Most of them are printed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I would
full
agree.
printed,
like
yeah.
I know what you're talking about, like the more like acrylic.
Well, it's like yours.
Yeah,
Just
printed on.
printed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But then there's like the really thick ones. Like that's thicker than mine. This one's very, very thin. Whereas
Yeah.
like you get the really plump ones, like
Yeah.
the genuine ugly
No, this
Christmas
is
sweater.
a genuine ugly Christmas sweater with a velociraptor.
What is that? What's the deal with putting? Because like I did research previous. I was like, am I just gonna rock this one, or am I gonna get a new one? Almost 45% of the Christmas sweaters I was finding were just dinosaurs. I was like, I didn't know what that
Why?
like correlates to. That seems awful. Like
Yeah.
Well,
anti.
no, you should have another Christmas sweater somewhere.
Another one?
When I bought this, I bought 3.
Yeah, you know who the third was for?
Yes, but that still leaves one for you.
1, 2.
I didn't buy
and
you that one, did I?
Yeah, we bought these all together.
Oh, that is the one I bought you then.
Did you buy me?
Yes,
We went
because I
to-
was in Kohl's. It was the only place I could find them. I
Oh
saw
no! So then
3
I do
different
have another one because I
designs.
remember
Shout
getting
out to
this
Kohl's.
from. Yeah, I remember getting this from like Hot Topic.
Yeah, no,
or
because
something.
I opened up a Kohl's credit card because it made all of these like half off.
Oh no, I don't remember.
That's why I
that
bought
then. So there
3.
is another one.
There's another one somewhere. You have one.
Did they get you hook, line, and sinker with the credit card, or did you like cancel that like pretty quick?
Dude,
Oh no, I just let it go. I'm sure it's expired itself by now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How do you guys feel about Kohl's Cash? I think that's like one of the biggest scams known to men.
Dude,
Like,
they get me every time.
they give you $600 in Kohl's Cash, but it's not available for like 6 months. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know you lose it by then.
Yeah.
So it's a good. I like the idea. It's
Dude,
funny.
I'll tell you.
but it never works.
I'll tell you what. Like, if you have a Kohl's near you where you can get this, like, you can redeem this Kohl's Cash. It is it's most used when you have a return. So
Yeah.
I buy a lot of things off Amazon, which Adrian knows. I'm a big Amazon guy. Shout out to
Mom's
Amazon.
Cripplingly dependent on Amazon.
Yeah, but what's really nice though is like with a Kohl's, just no box, no label. You can just bring in like your item that you want to have returned. Just bring it in
From
and then
Amazon?
from Amazon. And you can
What?
go in and you can return it at Kohl's, and then when you're done, they hand you Kohl's Cash.
Oh,
bruh.
but
Yeah.
is it
Is
the
this from-
same Kohl's Cash though? Like where it's
Yeah.
not valid for like.
It's valid right there.
It's
dude,
valid right.
Yeah,
oh,
dude.
see, that's like in-store
I've gotten
credit.
like
That's a little different. Than,
Yeah, I've gotten like $5 off like a pair of flip flops. I was like, I just
Nice,
needed a pair of flip flops or a hat. Like you don't have to go in there, because honestly, Kohl's has like some cool stuff.
Yeah,
Like
that's
in
not bad
that
stuff,
in
yeah.
that like realm. You know, and then you have Vans sneakers.
But
You know
like,
what I mean?
You're
like
buying
a
stuff
Ross.
that Kohl's doesn't stock normally, and you're just giving it to Kohl's, and they're
Yeah,
just
what do they do with
and
it?
they're
Do they
returning
s-
it to
Oh,
Amazon.
they send
No,
it
no, no.
back.
They're just returning it to Amazon for you.
What do
Why?
they get out of this?
This is like
They-
a real
what
life
they-
like Skyrim store. You go in and like you just unload all of your shit.
You get 7 rusty swords.
Yeah, I've got this,
Dude, shout out
plastic
Skyrim.
forks
Yeah.
from,
Yo, that's a good
from
game.
Amazon that I'm just gonna return to Kohl's and get $5 off my next pair of flip flops.
Yeah, but what they're getting out of it is what I'm talking about right now. Is that like I wouldn't be found buying anything at Kohl's.
It's to get you in
Forces
the
you
store.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, like, dude,
all
it's so convenient because, like, there's so many times where, like, I've had to return something from Amazon because, like, shit happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then this, like, how easy it is to just go in there with the item, like, loose. You know, like no
You don't
box,
need- yeah,
no
just-
label, like, and like
You didn't even
there's
prove
like
that you wait. So
well, there's a QR code. So you have a
Okay.
QR code that they have
Okay.
to scan, and then they take
And you
the
get,
item.
do you have
It's
to
like
like
Porch
initiate a return
Pirates.
from
Yeah.
Amazon to get
Yeah,
that
yeah,
QR code? Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's like Porch Pirate
then the-
Central right there. Like you just steal somebody's stuff, go return it. Like I didn't want these
Like,
books.
this,
Like
the disorganization is
okay,
troubling.
okay.
Yeah, no.
So it's too
Yeah.
exploitable.
Yeah,
but you get
no.
in-store credit right then and there.
Yep.
Because like what I was concerned about is like the cash Kohl's that I'm aware of. You get the little cool big
Yeah.
giant dollar bill thing that's
Yeah.
like worth $10 or $20.
Yeah.
And it's not valid for 6 more months until 6 months
Or
has
even the
passed.
next
Like,
week.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not valid for a while. So like you just end up losing it in time.
Yeah.
Just
Never get
misplace
to
his
use
little
yeah.
certificate, and you're like,
Because
oh,
that way, if I was doing Amazon things and they gave me that kind of Kohl's cash, I'd be like, you guys,
Yeah.
no, this
Yeah.
isn't working.
Yeah, no, it's ready to go right there.
May I have another?
Oh
Sorry to trouble you.
Shout out to
Crippy Victory
to
special.
Victory.
Yeah.
You know.
Some brotherly love. Thank you, appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
So, in the spirit of Christmas,
Caribbean.
let's talk about Christmas dinner, huh?
Oh heck yes.
What do you guys normally have for Christmas dinner?
I'm gonna tell you what. It's not the IKEA meatball.
I think ham's the normal choice.
Yeah,
right?
ham.
Well,
Christmas
why have
ham.
a Christmas ham when you can have a turkey-sized meatball? From like,
Are you getting paid?
No, what sucks is so.
This podcast is brought to you by IKEA.
No, but what sucks is this isn't even like here in the U.S. This is in the U.K. only.
Can you give me a poundage for this?
I have no idea. I honestly have no idea.
And does it come with the mashed potatoes?
Probably not, but
Well, then I'm out. Like, for
I
that
bet you.
reason,
I
I'm
bet
out.
you. It comes with like a box you have to put it in. You know, you make it like an IKEA build.
The instructions are all in Swedish. Yeah.
oh my
Good
god.
tools that aren't for it. Like, why do I have tools? It's a meatball.
Why do I have an Allen key?
Yeah, there's so many screws.
Instruction booklet.
No,
None
but,
of it's how to cook it.
IKEA's got this Christmas promotional thing in the UK, where
Yeah, that's awfully American.
there's I think it's like a competition.
What is it?
Have a ball this Christmas.
Have a ball. It's Christmas.
It's our
IKEA.
45-pound meatball.
45 pound.
I don't
What
think
is
it's
it? Yeah,
45.
I don't
It doesn't
think it is
say.
either,
I haven't
but-
seen anything.
So
on
then
like
how is
much
it?
actually
Can we
is.
find the listing for it?
No, because it's not
Oh.
something you can buy. It's like a Christmas competition thing.
This is where Nord needs to step in and pay this podcast, because if we got a NordVPN and said we were in the UK, we could get prices
Exactly.
for this meatball.
But
Exactly.
there are two ways to get it. There's like some online thing, and I can't find it on here now because I think the competition actually closed.
Oh, it's a competition? To what, like,
Well,
who can eat it?
No, competition rally kind of thing, a raffle kind of thing. But the other way to get it was to go to a UK IKEA store and find a cardboard cutout, and that enters you to win the meatball.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So they had like a seek and find kind of thing?
Kind of.
Yeah, like a
But
Nat
or you could
Geo.
enter to win it online or something. Like I said, the details are gone now because I think it closed on like the 12th. But yeah,
this is-
they made a giant turkey-sized meatball. This thing is like a bowling ball-sized meatball.
Well,
It looks bigger than a meatball, though.
It's
It's a meat boulder.
yeah.
Yeah.
What is your genuine guess on like pound of meat?
Dude, that's like a 10-pound meatball.
10 pounds?
Way more, dude.
I'd go. Yeah, I was getting close to
No,
like
way
20
more.
pounds.
Yeah,
Dude.
meatballs aren't very dense. You're right.
So
Well, no,
imagine.
it's not, they're
Well,
not
it is
very
dense.
dense.
It is dense.
So think
Meatballs
about
are- it's
I'm-
meat.
I don't. You guys aren't big grocery shoppers, but you guys are familiar with the large pack of like ground meat.
Yeah, yeah.
You
My
can get
dad's
it?
a butcher. I'm all
Yeah,
about it.
That's-
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I
Pound
made
and a
that.
half.
It's 2 pounds.
Yep. Yep.
So I'm gonna
So
have
that's
to. I'm gonna have to
5 of those?
guess,
You think that'd be
6.
smaller than that?
dude. What I'm saying is
think
that
that
like
2 pounds
there's
is-
not much.
Well, he was saying, 2-pound pack. I'm like, if you take 5 of those, that doesn't add up to that.
No, it does not. No.
I'd get it close. I'd say it's definitely probably
So it's
close.
like maybe 15 pounds.
I'm in the 20
going 20.
range. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm in
yeah.
the
They got the
15
20
to
I
pound
bet you
meatball?
25.
Well, if you're 10, you're 20. I'll go 15 because I
Yeah.
think that's
All right, someone in the UK, if you by some miracle see this and win this thing, weigh it.
yeah.
for me.
We need to know. I need the before cooked and after cooked weight. Before cooked is the important one because that's where you get like your steaks
I don't
from
know
like
if it's getting.
I can
like
hear
the-
myself. pretty
Okay.
good, so I think it's
Okay.
okay. But if you are vegetarian, they do offer a meatball mountain of regular-sized vegetarian meatballs.
What's up with the bowl though? Is that just like a?
I think that's this in that.
Well, obviously you'd go tower before you go like
Yeah.
pile.
So I'm curious of how you would even cook such a thing.
That's what I was
Not
wondering since
Like
I
that
first
thing
saw it.
probably sucks.
Yeah,
Like like the outside of that has got to be
rock hard,
just
dry.
terrible. Yeah.
It might be
Middle
pre-cooked.
not cooked.
Yeah.
It might
Like
be
you have to put like
How do
pads
you-
of butter
how do you
inside.
mush together a cooked meatball though.
with butter or something. I don't know.
I know, just to keep it together. I mean, bravo.
I'm not gonna lie, it is reminding me of like have you guys seen those the meat cakes people will get for their birthdays instead where it's
You mean
like
meatloaf?
no much better. They'll get like prime rib, big slabs of prime rib, and then they'll ice it with mashed potatoes and then like gravy and stuff, and then it's just like a whole meal. You just slice into it. You got like a
Meat
nice.
sweats. Just
I know
imagining
it
this.
sounds so American. but
Wait,
it's-
isn't that the what's that? What's that?
Shepherd's pie. Shepherd's pie.
Yeah,
No,
it's
Yeah,
like,
I
it's
mean,
like a-
pies.
But this
something
looks
else.
like a cake.
But
Well,
shepherd's
that
pie is the
looks
same
like
thing.
a
It has like mashed
confectionery.
potato
Yeah, you're right,
layer
you're right,
on
you're
it.
right.
Yeah, but
and
it's
stuff.
a completely different presentation and way different
Well, no,
ratio of meat.
I
to,
would say it's comparable because a pie is typically referred to as like a
Yeah.
dessert style thing, whereas cake is as well.
Yeah,
and
it's in the ballpark.
the shepherd's pie can.
it's a
like,
distant cousin.
It is.
Yeah.
It's not a one for one.
Yeah, I mean,
but
no
they're
one's saying
close.
that like pie and cake is the same. I'm just saying that like they had. It's like
Where
it's
do you
all.
line up on.
One has a crust for one.
Yeah. Does this shepherd's pie could be like you could put puff pastry on top, couldn't you?
Yeah, that's
That would
how
look
it usually
like
comes.
yeah. So then that looks like a straight up. What do you know what's underneath of that? That's
Yeah.
a pie, baby.
I've had shepherd's
Yeah.
pie. You got a lot more vegetables and gravy
Well,
inside.
yeah,
The ratios are
inside.
completely different.
Visually, as far as the cake, the mashed potato iced cake and the shepherd's pie look, if you just saw those sitting on a table, you'd be like, "Sweet, I'm about to get my sweets on." Like
Yeah.
you don't think there's savory meat inside of that?
About all they have in common.
Well, I know visually, yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, meat cake.
It's about all they got in common.
All
Are
right,
they
well,
some of the
bone in
ingredients-
meat
the
cake
prime
for
rib?
sure.
I would hope not. Like, that's a lot. It's a big tomahawk T-bone steaks in there. To dismantle half the cake just to
bone.
get it out. A whole turkey in there, just covered up.
It's like those cakes that don't look like cakes.
Oh, have you
Did
seen
you
them?
see that woman?
I was just about to bring it up. It's a Johnny Knoxville show you're talking about, right? Where she sits down on the chair.
chair's
Yeah.
cake?
She's like, "Bitch, is this cake?" That's a Johnny Knoxville show. He
Is it?
started.
Because
What
I've
was the
seen that
woman's
too.
name?
I didn't
Yeah,
know
it's
what
so
that was.
funny.
Who
It's
was the
like
woman?
I
I
haven't seen
forget.
any of the episodes, but like it's supposed to be. I think it's like a Jackass's version of a ridiculousness show kind of deal where they like watch videos or whatever, but they also mess with each other all the time.
Well,
Like
it's Jackass.
exactly, Eric Andre has a whole video of him complaining about. He was supposed to be on that show, but he just didn't. Johnny Knoxville tortures people.
Yeah.
It's psychological warfare all day long. Like he will just run around and tase people all the time just to like to get a joke. So the one time Eric Andre wanted to like get Johnny Knoxville back, so he leans over and he's got a little taser. Before he tases him in the chest, Johnny Knoxville's been tased a million times. He doesn't react like you would expect getting tased. So he's like, and then tases Eric Andre.
Just taking it.
He's like, yeah, I had to quit the show. I can't
too
do it.
prepared for this.
Yeah.
Eric Andre is a weird cat. He
Right.
can't keep up.
He can't keep up with Johnny Knoxville. So
Johnny Knoxville's getting old.
he is, dude. He's all, I don't know what movie it was, but like you see him in one, he's got his normal hair, and then all of a sudden it's just pure white hair.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
his line of work is going to stress you out and age
yeah.
you quickly.
But you know what that I bet that it actually is? I bet he was dying it for a while and then just gave up.
And gave up.
Oh, for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, you don't
that's-
just switch
but
that.
that's what I'm saying. Like this switch was that. Like he's probably been
He
going
just
gray
gave
for a
up.
while and then like was like denying it, you know?
Do
And
those
then
guys
eventually-
have kids? I don't think
I don't
any
know if
one
Johnny
of them
Knoxville
has
can have
kids.
kids
I
at
don't
this
think
point.
any of them
Yeah,
can
I
have.
don't think they have any working
no-
testicles.
Dude, they're all well.
Yeah.
Like Bam's in relationships at left and right. You know, whatever his deal is. But like, I don't think a single one of them has kids.
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Which is crazy. I feel like that as soon as they procreate, that's when the aliens come down. And they're like, stop.
I
We
don't
thought it
think
was gonna
we-
be
yeah,
Britney.
we don't need
thought like
Jackass
Britney being
Juniors.
free was gonna do it. They were gonna like the aliens were gonna come down. We're like, you guys went too far.
Yeah, right. Can you imagine if they did have, like, if they all started having kids at the same time, and then there was like a literal like PBS Jackass version, like Jackass Juniors? Like, it's like,
That's just the revival of Can't Kill Yourself.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like just throw it into the next
It's a
generation.
never-ending loop of trauma.
Oh, I couldn't imagine.
I mean, they don't need to have kids. Plenty of people grew up watching
Yeah.
Jackass. There's
Yeah.
plenty of people to take up that mantle.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that they're like, who's the next Jackass? There was
I
like
mean,
those
I'm not
Swedish
saying-
brothers
Oh,
that tried
dude,
for a
the
little
new-
bit. Like,
He's I'm gonna figure it out. I know
you know who I'm talking about, right? Yeah. They,
think
they
so.
did some stunts back in, I want to say like the 2012s, 20.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, there's plenty of people to take up the mantle. Not that anyone's going to be successful,
I don't
but there are plenty of people injuring themselves with this kind of shit.
yeah. Did you guys all go through the phase of like wanting to do Jackass stunts and have a
No.
camcorder? Oh, so I was alone on that. Cool.
Well, I didn't. I don't know if Keith did.
There was like a full blown time where
definitely
like
not.
me and the guy down the street, like my best friend, the guy down the street, my best friend from high school, like I don't think we did it for more than like a week or so, but we would do those dumb childhood things like, oh, this is Jackass, and then throw ourselves down a hill. Like, I don't know. I think that's just like, if you're too young with a camcorder as a guy, that's just what you
Yeah.
do. Like, you just end up
Yeah,
doing
no,
dumb
I
stuff.
feel like I feel like you're totally right. There were a lot of those people, but I think like I do remember a point where like you found YouTube and like you found like cool videos on there, and you were like you were smart enough to like realize you were like, oh, okay, like these are like kids like kind of our age that are just recording themselves
all you
and
had to
putting things onto YouTube. Like we could make funny videos.
Well,
and it was
his-
you, me, and Furman that like for like maybe 20 minutes we took it seriously. And we're like we could record ourselves doing something funny and then couldn't come up with anything funny.
that was the issue.
That like because like we thought it was funny at the time, but like immediately we're like it's not funny to anyone else and
No.
just stopped.
Having
And I
the
remember
hindsight,
like having a conscious moment of being that like this is hard.
I see tons of
Like-
videos online where I'm like, why did they go through and post this?
Yeah.
Like,
Now,
it's
I
like,
remember one of those. We had those
The bouncy ball,
the big bouncy
medicine,
ball.
or,
Shove them under our shirt and just run across the room into each other. So maybe we did do something.
exercise.
You
Yeah, it was
guys were, like,
exercise
right
balls
there. You
that
were
could
right
sit
there.
on and stuff. Yeah,
No, we shoved them under our shirt and just ran across the room and fuck.
just bounce into each other, bounce back off.
we all
Yeah,
did that. I never put them in my shirt, but
Well, it was easier than
the
trying to
same
hold it.
kid had
Yeah.
a whole like gym in his basement. Sure enough, had that big exercise balls. We
Yeah.
definitely did that. And
Yeah.
But
I've
we
always
never
been
recorded
this
them.
size.
We never recorded them on like phones and whatnot. I had that Hot Wheels camcorder. We recorded it onto a VCR. That's what we did.
Yep.
Yeah, we had like a little digital camcorder that was like $30.
Yeah.
I think it was his mom's. He just took from her, and I mean, like I said, it was couldn't have been more than like 2 or 3 films, and couldn't have been more than like a week or 2 of us like, we're gonna do this, dude. We're gonna get
Big.
yeah, we're gonna be so cool for this.
Yeah, this is gonna be huge.
I remember one of them was he had this like it was a super short hill. It wasn't long or anything, but it was steep as hell. So it was like the middle of fall. There's covered in leaves, and we had like a little sled or whatever, and we're like, "This is fall sledding," and we would run and jump into the sled. So you had and it was like on the edge. So it was like you had a 45% chance of just you're going down the hill, or you and the sled are going down the hill. So that was about like the most. Like there was nothing like. My mom wouldn't have watched that and been like, "Oh my god!" Like she would have just been like, "Dude, you guys are dumb. Like, what are you doing?"
Yeah, I mean, we did similar stuff, but never with the intention of like recording it. That was just us being dumb, like taking the mini bikes down the hill.
Yeah.
At the the ditch.
Yep.
That's
of course.
dumb. That's big.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I went
And then
end
we-
over handlebars.
And we put a ramp at the bottom. So like, I mean, if anyone has ever seen a drainage ditch, I mean, it's like
it was just a basin basically.
Oh, you're talking about the
Like
one
grass.
at the down the street from you?
yeah,
guys?
but it's like at least 20. It's like 20 feet deep.
yeah.
20,
that's-
30
yeah.
feet down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
And at
when
least
you're
like a
you-
45-degree.
Yup.
You're cruising. Man. It's pretty straight drop.
And we're doing this like we did this on our regular bikes, which was fine. But we also did it on mini bikes with wheels about that big.
yeah, and everybody, and I'll put a picture up.
So that's the
of
one you
that.
went over
It'll be-
handlebars?
It'll be like there.
Yeah, you remember those like the bikes you'd get from the boardwalk or
Yeah,
whatever?
that's exactly what
That's
it
what
was.
we're talking about.
That's the only bike
Yeah.
I've ever gone over the handlebars on. Yeah,
the little-
my giant ass was on one of those one time. A buddy of mine had one, and I'm doing
Yeah.
the thing right.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pedaling. I literally hit an amoeba-sized rock. Like it was the smallest thing, and it just full stopped me, and I go whoop.
Yeah,
Right
well,
over.
just imagine that, but going down a 45-degree hill.
Oh no, I couldn't.
Yeah,
The wheels
dude,
were
you're-
this big.
Bro, your legs out. You can't touch the pedals.
rough.
Like
Well,
you're
they
going
coasted,
so
so it
fast.
wasn't the end of the world.
Huh?
They were coaster pedals, so you could stay on.
Yeah, they
them.
were coaster pedals. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
that.
But when I'm just saying, like when it came to like
trying to just not die.
dude, you can't land on those. So like I'm just saying like when you're so I'm thinking about like the jump. You're talking about like just going down.
Yeah.
So when we would go down, and then we had this plastic ramp that we set up down there. Like as soon as it got flat, you would hit this ramp and go up.
Was it in the ground or was
Yeah.
it okay?
Well, I mean,
No,
it was
no,
just set
just
it on
sat
top.
but it's a plastic ramp.
But you
that
didn't like
kinda-
hit it and it like went. Like,
No, it's in
No.
bricks.
Okay.
So it
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
move at all.
Yeah, yeah.
about to say,
So like you
some
just
ramps
you
that
go
didn't
down
sit.
and then you just come up and like you have to come off of that thing and like let
You're
it
not
go.
landing that.
And then, yeah, that's what
No
I'm saying. Like,
suspension.
you
Oh,
got,
ours had suspension.
it
They
does
had
have
those
suspension.
shots.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got like
No,
a little
mine
like
was a full frame, like directly bolted to the wheels, so it just was rigid.
No, we did all kinds of goofy stuff with those mini bikes.
I only rode
I
it
remember
once,
one
and I
time
won't do it again.
you put the seat on the handlebars and the handlebars on the seat, and we were trying to ride backwards.
We
And
went
I just remember
backwards.
butt steering, man. This ain't right.
but just steering with the butt, you know?
That's pretty cool,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, seat on the handlebars. That's cool. You ride somebody on the handlebar with you, but no, yeah, that's, you switch to the handlebars. to
It
the
did not
back.
work.
No, we should have done is just two seats. You sit and you just
Yeah, I'm
steer the
steering
seat.
by caressing your hips gently.
I didn't even think about someone being on it. I just meant like steering with the seat. But yeah.
You would go
crazy.
over the handlebars for sure.
Oh, yeah.
after.
Oh yeah.
for
Yeah, yeah.
sure.
But yeah, the time that I remember going over the handlebars, it had rained recently but dried. But it had made those little rivulets going down there, and
Did you
I don't
say
know.
rivulets?
Yes.
What does that mean?
It's a tiny little.
Oh, a small river. Cigarette rivulet.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it carved these little rivulets into the hill, and
Damn.
I don't know why I decided that was the good. I think that's because that was the taller side, because it kind of slopes a bit.
Yeah.
So there was more hill on that side, and I went down
Yeah.
that, and the front wheel just dug right into that. And it
Was
just
it because you
stopped
couldn't
me.
see like under the water where there was like I guess a hole or a rock
No,
or
no, no.
something?
There was no water.
Oh.
It was dry.
You said it was a rivulet.
It had been carved by the rain.
Oh, that's cool looking though. Like when the water like
Yeah.
erodes a little.
Yeah, it just carved a little channel.
Gotcha.
And my front wheel caught it about 3/4 of the way down. So I had some momentum
You had
going.
the speed going. Yeah.
And I went
Rough.
right over the handlebars, and I was just like, oh, that sucked.
I don't even think I was going fast enough to go over the handlebars. If I'm being honest, like I think somebody there was like a hand of God, just like get the hell over there, buddy. Like what are you doing on this thing?
Just put the stick in your own foot.
Yeah.
God, do
I
this to
could
me.
not have been going fast enough to be going over the handlebars, but I guess just the weight placement and everything. It just,
They weren't stable.
Nah, recipe for disaster.
Dude, how about hitting a pebble and a pair of Heelys?
Oh, just the quick little heel, like that little plait,
And then
you gotta
just
run at your.
launches-
Yeah.
Well,
But
They-
if I've been launched and
Yeah,
I've full
bounced
hit
off of the ground.
Yeah, and
I'll
then
tell
just
you what.
just hit the ground and just
I am not gonna lie. I full blown
Just
listened
the
to the
wind
rule.
knocked out of you.
Don't Healy faster than you can run, because the second I was moving any faster than I can run, I'd get
You
the
couldn't catch the pace.
one of those, and then you'd have to start trying to run and just topple
No,
over.
yeah, I read those instructions. My
I
parents
heeded those instructions.
drilled that into me, and I
You read the
completely disregarded
instructions?
it. I completely disregarded
You never even ran that past me. I put them bitches on and was going at the same time you were. You were like, "Hey, I've read the instructions. Just want to let you know."
Well, it was
you
not
probably
so
We're not
much-
shouldn't.
supposed to.
Like, no
Not
wonder I
so
got
much
the
read
wind knocked out of
instructions.
me.
It was I looked at them, and right on the front in big letters was "Don't Healy faster than you can run." It was like,
Dude,
gotcha.
That's all. That's as far as the
Dude,
instructions I read.
I
just
couldn't
saw
even
that.
make it up that I thought there was instructions that came with those fucking things.
There
I
weren't
would have.
instructions so much
yeah.
as there were warnings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure
remember-
there were instructions like how to put your feet and how you're
Yeah.
supposed to go. But
Did
like
you guys
the
ever
one
wear
thing
them
I
in school?
remember- Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you remember
Yeah.
that awkward walk you had to do? So
Nah,
you would
dude.
Healy?
No, I remember I would put the little inserts in.
Nope.
And I'd have the little wheels like in my pocket
the little T-handle
yeah.
thing?
So
Yeah,
like
the hook.
you'd walk out of class and like I'll get out and I would just be like pop them bitches in. And I was like,
I'm so glad that Healy's came out like during the perfect time for our high
yeah.
school. Like
Yeah.
they had no idea what to do with us.
Yeah.
Like they
No.
couldn't,
Oh, yeah.
they couldn't
Oh,
really
yeah.
yell at us. We
Oh,
weren't
yeah.
No, they
wearing
could. They
skates.
immediately just no Heelys.
Yeah, they said it, but like
But,
the
I-
enforcement of it
I
was like, just
remember,
take the wheels out.
You know, I had the
Yeah.
wheels in, and I'd like be near a teacher and trying to walk, and I would accidentally
click,
put too much
click,
weight on my
click,
heel and just.
click, click,
you get that,
click,
yeah,
click,
the,
yeah,
the heel
click.
slides out, and you do that weird little.
That's something. Like, but dude, it's like a little click, click, click.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you had to
You know
walk.
what I mean? Like, they
you had to
knew
walk
you had
on
wheels in.
your toes. You had to like tiptoe every
Yeah.
step. You would.
Yeah, but you're trying to
toes
tiptoe
first.
as little as possible so you don't look.
You don't.
weird.
Yeah, you don't want to look like a dummy, but also at the same time, you got wheels in your shoes.
I remember we would go just blazing through the mall.
Dude, mall, grocery store.
I hated when
come
they started
on.
cracking down on that. When the malls would see you healing
Yeah.
and then just assume automatically you were like the worst degenerate that ever had
Yeah,
Heelys,
yeah.
and
It's
they're
like,
like,
bro,
"You're just
where
gonna
else am I
break
gonna do
everything."
this?
Right,
Yeah.
right. I love going any sports games, that long, smooth marble concrete floor kind of deal. It's not marble, but like that smooth and
Yeah.
concrete. You just
Yeah.
glide on that for like minutes. Did you
It
guys
is-
ever get the snake thing down where you go faster?
Oh,
put the
you kinda
one-
like-
yeah,
kinda-
you did the heat,
like the
heat.
like the
Could kind
skateboard
of do
thing?
it,
Like,
but
yeah,
I
like
never
the
was
yeah.
able to like do it
Ripstick?
smoothly enough to like
Ripstick.
get it moving.
Dude, I've seen people that could just indefinitely Healy. I'm like, you're insane. Dude.
I
This is
did
crazy.
I did get the spread feet like that and go sideways with
What?
one foot sideways and one foot that way. Yeah, you never did that.
No, I just had rolling down, bro.
You would essentially be like kind of tracking that way,
Yeah,
and it would bring you left
you do
or
that.
right.
You do your feet like
Or
no, you do your
left
feet like
or
that.
right.
and
Yeah,
you
but
just-
how does that not just split you into like a full blown split?
you got some crotch strength, man. It wasn't that hard.
That were grippy wheels.
I mean, if your back, like if a rock got like jabbed in the wheel on the backside, it might have
Yeah.
dragged you out. But like, luckily that never happened to me.
Interesting.
I had that down. I had the spin.
I had zero. You know what's so funny? While healing, I was my balance is not that great. So the back of my shoe, the heel, had gotten worn so far up from me dragging the
Well, that's
back
just from
as I'm like,
breaking.
huh?
That's how it would break.
That's
I
how I was
would
breaking.
shit
That
out
was
of my
me
heel.
keeping my balance. I'd drag it a little bit until the point where I guess I trained myself because I had no more heel left to grind, and I was just healing.
It was a training wheel.
Yeah,
until it was all
exactly, yeah.
grinded off, and you're
yeah,
like,
it
"I'm
was
a
the
big
training
boy."
period. And then
Yeah,
I'm
they
a
still-
big
they still
boy.
make Heelys
I know, and they make them
in
in my
adult
size.
sizes.
Yeah.
and they make light up versions in our size.
What's our size? What do you consider our
It's
size?
like adult. Like they make them up to like
Okay.
13.
I was
Yeah,
about to say,
see,
'cause
so now
finding
here's the
13
thing. Here's the
shoes is
thing.
hard.
Absolutely, if you buy the adult light up size, you go right on a list. Right on a list.
Yeah,
they're
they
keeping an
monitor your-
eye
yeah.
on you. Okay, the
You know
light up
where-
version, and like you're 38. You have
You have
light up
GPS
version.
trackers. It
Who is
alerts
this for?
anybody if you're within.
Who is
100
this
feet.
for?
I'm not gonna let that stop me. After our last podcast
Can we
got
look up
censored
current-
when I was talking about MLK, I'm already on a list.
What do
Adrian
light up
has a
Heelys
dream.
in adult sizes look like? Like what kind of options we got here?
Is it Heelys with a what? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I always had the generic like black shoe.
Yeah, I
like
went
your
for the
van.
ones that looked like regular
normal shoes. Black shoe, the tan outsole or whatever. Oh hell yeah! They got two wheels in them now.
There, look right there.
Oh.
See that? Tell me that's not fly.
It's pretty cool. Wear those to a rave, bro, and just like
Oh,
go
yeah.
at it. Was that?
Hey, let us know how we're doing. Thanks.
So that's almost exactly what I had. It was this style. Well, no, 'cause that's like Air
Heelys
Force
have
Ones.
come a long way.
Yeah, they're a lot more stylish now.
Yeah.
Bro, these look
That's-
like the etnies I used to wear back in high school.
Those are
Totally
kind of like the ones that
normal
they,
shoes.
they
Oh,
sold.
dude.
Oh, the
Stop.
flames! Come on.
You're not going
These
to
are
talk
rolling
about
me
the
straight to
skull
Flavor
fingers?
Town.
Yeah, dude, the skeleton foot. Dude, check out that
These
skeleton.
look
look
like
like Vans. These
These
look
are
like
straight up
generic
Vans.
Vans. Yeah.
Bro.
Minecraft. Okay, you're on a list if you get that.
Fair. Well, they
In
better
adult
not make those up
size.
to adult sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is all men. This is
Men.
This is the adults. These are all the adult shoes.
Oh my god! It says 15 men.
See, this is wrong.
Is
All right, the middle pair is kind of where it's at. I might
are fresh.
get
that's
those.
it's close to what I had. It was
You're
the
talking
tan
about these,
bottom
right?
black. I would wear the purple ones. So I'm not
Dude,
gonna
these
lie.
are
The
cheaper than
Pac-Man.
Vans, too.
The Pac-Man.
$44 for a pair of Heelys? Are you kidding me? That's cheaper than normal shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This might be the look, guys.
Oh my God, what are these?
Why do they look like they're gassers? Like
Wait,
they're up
Mega
real high.
Pro Rider.
Yeah,
oh, they
yeah,
have the
yeah,
big
yeah.
wheel.
That's
Do you
a
remember
big
those?
wheel. What is
One
that?
of our friends
No.
had one.
I didn't know they made
Cal,
that.
he had a set of Heelys,
Oh,
and he had the
dude.
big wheel.
Yo, shout out to Cal. If Cal's listening, dude, we missed the fuck out of you, bro.
What's the?
Shout out to Cal.
It's a big wheel.
Yeah, but
It-
for what's the? Like
it's
what is
smoother,
it?
and
Oh.
you can roll farther.
Yeah, you probably don't get stopped by as
Yeah.
many pebbles.
Yeah, what is
Yeah,
that?
but
Or
if
maybe
they,
you catch
if
more
they
pedal-
didn't make it
pebbles.
like that. Like, did they have a pro one with like not Hot Wheels attire?
Oh, they've got strawberry and grape flavor.
All right, I can get
Hey,
down with
yo,
that one a little
wait.
bit. Yo,
The wheels
pause.
light up. The wheels light up.
That's pretty. Of course they light up. Why wouldn't they?
Adrian, just
Pro
put
wheels.
a couple of these in the cart. I'll
They
pick
have
them up
them in
later.
my size.
Yeah, just put some. Let us know what size you need. Yeah, 13 male.
Yeah, they
and
got
like
them.
this purple light up style. I mean,
Yellow
it's time.
wheels.
It's time to put somebody in jail.
You, sir, need to be watched.
No, these are tight.
Nah, you're right. They're sick, but at the same time, it's just like.
But
it's,
I would probably
I mean,
get
the Hello
more down to
Kitty.
earth,
you
you
know?
know.
Yeah,
But this can't be all
Mute.
male size because that was a Hello Kitty back there.
Hey, man, they don't
What are you trying to say?
discriminate.
You ever watched
shit,
the
you're
Dude?
right.
He's got
Okay.
a full-blown Hello
Oh,
Kitty
shit.
guitar.
Wait, where's the Hello Kitty one?
Right there.
No, that's an axolotl one.
Oh, it is an axolotl. Look at that.
Was that Minecraft?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Minecraft.
Oh God.
What are you trying to say? Well, hold on.
Wait. That's not
I'll
what I
put my
really
foot
meant.
down. What do you
That's
mean,
not what I
oh,
meant.
God?
And that's not what I meant. I shouldn't have said it that way.
Yeah,
But I just meant like
Clarify.
I
in
mean, like these
because
light
like
up
I got
ones, man.
respect for Minecraft because honestly it is like one of those games like when we played it at your guys' old apartment
Yo,
when
when we
were
had the
like,
whole
oh,
thing, yeah.
dude, you guys went hard in the paint
We
and
still
I
have
was
that
like,
map.
dude, that was absolute respect.
It was fun.
You know, that was like you guys created something. That's,
Well,
a lot
the
of
thing.
time.
There's like the childish aspect of it where like you're a kid just running around.
A
Like my
little bit.
nephew runs
But
around
like,
and
but then
destroys
you
end
see
portals,
it,
but,
and then
like,
you're like, whoa,
yeah, you can
you guys
do-
did a lot.
This guy, did he ever show you the one-to-one recreation of our entire apartment, our old apartment?
Yes,
It's like really good.
We don't have that anymore. That
Yeah, that one
map's
was in
gone.
another map. Yeah.
That hard
Ready for a
drive.
blue- Please and thank you, sir.
No, dude, I want some Heelys. Every like
Yeah, we gotta
every
stop
couple
looking
months,
because
I keep looking at
$40
them.
is not bad.
Man,
That
would
one
get,
is
like,
that is exactly
these,
what I would get.
these.
Yeah.
I, mean, I
Well,
like this
at
color
the-
scheme, but I'm not a big fan of the big Heelys logo.
That was the thing.
Well,
My
at-
Heelys, I was like, I can't have a giant Heelys logo on them. I can't have like it's not like a
Mine were all black. I
embarrassing
remember them all
thing,
black.
but-
Yeah. Well, at the risk of just having a shopping spree of Sheely's on the podcast, we should probably move on.
You guys ever heard of these things?
Yeah, I think we've lost
yeah,
anyone who's
yeah.
going to be listening so far.
Nah,
So
this
look,
is how we
we're all
grow our
gonna buy
audience.
some Heelys in a minute.
Yeah, I was about to say
like-
off stream, off podcast.
Yeah.
We're all doing this later on. We're going and ordering a pair.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
already
maybe a
found
pair
one.
or two. A nice one for going out, one for just kind of staying in.
I'm telling you, dude, if I wore
One for the
Heelys to a
rave.
music like a rave or a music festival,
dude, I think
Yeah,
would
but aren't they
be.
mostly outdoors? Like
Bro.
in
no, they're
grass?
indoors, but they're too packed to Heely. Like you ain't Heelying around, except if you go in the back where the flow artists are.
I think it would be hilarious if me and Holly go into a nice restaurant and I just Heely away from her. And she's just slowly walking behind me. And I'm right
float.
behind, like the hostess that's taking us to our seats.
Just like ominously float past
Yeah.
everybody.
Yep.
No, just grab onto the hostess.
Sketch the hostess.
You're getting kicked out.
You'd be like, sir, what are you doing?
Uh,
All right, yeah. So yeah. No, let's get let's get away from Heelys.
so
'cause-
the next thing you have going on here. Okay.
Oh
let's
yeah,
go-
this is something. So I like I hated the Harry Potter video, invisibility cloak. I'm sorry, we're talking about.
Yeah.
I hated the Harry Potter-esque version of it because I was like, "There's no way that's real." But those other ones, that acrylic looking like shield thing
Yeah.
that they
Yeah.
bring, that looks legitimate.
So let's back
Yeah.
up a little bit. What we're talking about is this video that has gone kind of viral lately, advertising that China has invented this new invisibility shield. And the one video that really
a
went viral.
cloak of sorts.
Well, it's not a cloak.
The cloak one went viral many years ago.
The one that
to
I
be
saw,
fair.
the video that I saw, it's been going around, shows like a bunch where they show the realistic acrylic shield
Yeah,
looking one. And
those
then
are
at the,
new.
Then at the end, they tack on that clip of the guy with the
cloak?
cloak looking
Yeah,
thing
no, I
that he
don't-
wraps it around himself and he goes invisible.
I've literally seen that video. I remember seeing that video in like high school. So that one's
video
not new.
is just like chroma key or whatever it's
Yeah.
called, green screen
Green
type
screening, yep.
stuff.
Oh.
That's completely fake.
Yeah, it makes
As
sense.
for the acrylic shield, that is real.
Yeah.
That's also been around for years.
Yeah.
So all the people who are like hyping this up, like, oh look, China invented that. No,
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I never like knew it as like a China specific thing. I've
Well,
only
that's
ever
what's going around
seen.
now.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because I've only ever seen like, dude, check this out. You're
Yeah, so-
invisible, and that's
my question on that though, because I know that the thing that they hold, this piece of plastic or whatever, like the thing that they hold, like so that's legit. But like, could you put that around something in the middle of the desert,
Yeah.
like a secret trap door or like a tank,
it
and be
works
hiding
better from
tanks?
a distance
Yeah.
because
Exactly.
you can see it. But
so
up
from
close,
satellites.
Yeah,
Could you be
yeah.
hiding tanks or
Oh,
like?
totally.
yeah, for sure.
Holy shit!
I don't know if it works from a top down view because it needs like the depth to see
Oh.
past
Well,
it.
it will. You just need to have it
At a
far
certain
enough
height. Yeah,
high,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
high enough above it.
Yeah.
Whether or not you can kind of see like an artifact or something from a satellite, because we got these.
I was about to
satellites.
say,
How high
not
do you
to
think that
mention-
would have to be?
Do these things do
Not very,
infrared? Because I
actually.
feel like that thing is not good against infrared.
Well, no, it diffracts light. Infrared is a light.
Oh, but wouldn't it come up just as a weird square? Because it diffracts it in angles. It doesn't diffract it straight.
If
like
I don't know the science, like the 100% the physics behind it. If I had to guess, if you're just diffracting the light that's around you, it's gonna be the
same under infrared.
just like how you see.
Yeah.
Matches the outside on
Okay.
the infrared spectrum. It should be the same.
Yeah, like what would you see from like different angles, like for that point?
angles. It's got what's that, parallax or whatever.
Well,
I
if
don't
you
think
have
it
a
works.
curved one, it might work.
Yeah.
But
But the
again,
straight ones, the second you're off axis, you can see like it's blurry. Something's behind. It's not as clear as you may see with that one right down there.
Yeah,
in the
but even
corner.
if it's blurry, don't you think that it would still be like? Would
Well,
it, would it
if you're
still
in the
show
woods, you're not. You're not
from a
okay.
distance,
Yeah,
from a
if you've got
distance, like
plenty
you're
of-
probably just gonna scan right over it. Not even
exactly,
notice it.
exactly. Out in the middle of open space.
up? Yeah. So, but
it might
if
be
it's
easy to
if
find.
it's blurry, so if it goes from like camouflaged where it looks like there's nothing there, and then it goes to blurry, would you see the thing that was behind it, or would you just see like a skew of what
would-
should be
I think
there?
you would
You
see
would
a
see
blurry
this.
when they
This is
move
what you
them
would see.
in.
Yeah.
Well,
so what I'm
pull up
saying
a
is that
video
like
of
if
them
it was
moving it into frame, because as they adjust it to get it correct, you can
Yeah,
see
that's what I'm
that
saying.
There's overlaps. You see a little.
you
it's-
see
it's a
behind
weird,
it,
Yeah,
you're seeing through
yeah.
it. That's what I was wondering.
You see
Yeah,
a
so
weird
could-
blurry image
Yeah,
of
so
the
if you don't
colors
see it
kind of
perfect,
behind you.
then you'll see what's behind it.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a certain angle where you'll see what's
Yeah.
behind it, and then like there's a certain angle where it's nothing.
I
Yeah,
mean, I'm no
okay.
expert, but
That
every
makes
video
sense.
I've ever seen,
Yeah,
they
no,
adjust
but now I'm thinking about
to
it, yeah, the
before
way
they
you
get
said
it,
it,
like
yeah.
What
it's a
I've
square.
seen isn't
makes
so
sense.
much that they have to get the angle just right. They just have to
The depth,
get
yeah.
it away.
Oh,
That's what I've seen.
Okay.
So like if it's up against you, you will see whatever's directly behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And as you pull it away, it gets blurrier and blurrier until it blends into the background.
I've seen like the diagram of the way that it crosses. There is a focal point that you have to stay within to maintain this.
So
effect.
what about those glass showers?
That's just frosted glass.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because I feel like that's the same thing. When you get closer to it, you can see more of it.
Yeah, it's that taken to an
I guess
extreme.
that's like-
Instead of
Okay.
a randomized like diffusion to like make things blurry, it's bending light in a specific
Yeah.
way to like diffuse it sideways, so it brings in like the light that's
Yeah.
off to your sides and obscures what's directly behind it.
Yeah. Interesting.
Gotta love ads.
Yeah, big. Sorry, you don't get to listen to this. I'm sorry, you're not getting paid for this.
But I've literally seen a video of someone who printed one off of a 3D printer.
Oh,
Yeah, they were able to get the plans, and they did a lot of trial and error themselves to figure it out. But they made one of these sheets using clear filament in a 3D printer.
Yeah. Dog.
Yeah, see, that's what you would see. You can kind of see there might be something there, but from a distance you might not notice.
If you're glossing, you're never
Right, but
gonna
if
see
we're
that.
talking about like a large, if we're talking about a large like a plot of land,
If
you
you're
know,
putting this
you're
in
not
like
gonna see
something that's got a busy background, I think it would work better than something that's like plain,
yeah,
because the coloration's a little off. So if you have variance in like what you're trying to hide
yeah.
in front of, then it might blend in a little bit better. And from like a distance, so like a spy satellite, you might be able to cover a couple things, maybe.
Yeah.
What this opens up though is a world of possibilities.
Yeah, but like, dude, from satellite, this works, is what we're saying. Like obviously you can't hide in plain sight, you know, in front of somebody. But like, you know, they're kind of demonstrating that there in that video. But dude, like that works. If you're just scanning over top of like a large thing and you're just looking for like a needle in a haystack, essentially, which you should be able to find, that's wild.
That is pretty wild. Yeah, that's good.
Again, it's not perfectly clear, so you can see something's there. But again, if you have a busy enough background, you might not even notice.
Is that what they're doing as well with those like privacy screens?
It's the
for your
same.
phone?
It's the same principle, different like execution.
Okay.
Like what they were showing there is this is like
It's
we've had this
refractory
technology
of light.
forever. Like those holographic.
Yeah, see, look, the second he turns it
Oh.
sideways, it's no longer useful.
Yeah, that's
Ah.
because it's diffracting
Yeah.
in a specific way.
Like a screen. Like if you took the diffraction screen
well,
off of a screen.
it's the same principle that makes those holographic cards work.
Okay.
That where you, if you move it, you see like two different images.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah.
what it is.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right, so old technology, they're being
Yeah.
repurposed probably for military, like, you know, industrial.
Yeah, I assume this is good
Yo, those
eventually.
pints are sick.
The what?
The one wheel.
Dude, some of them dudes do like 60 through the.
yeah,
it's
man.
insane.
Yeah, I watched this one video. This guy like getting through like Manhattan, and he had like
There
GPS
you
like
go.
how long it would take.
That was just a very basic how
Yeah,
it
yeah,
works.
that's what I've seen. Exactly. You have to stand within a certain
Okay.
spot to not be seen.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect.
Crazy though.
But, I mean, you could make one big enough with a big enough like
Here,
dead
do
zone
me a favor.
To,
Just gonna do this. Oh, hang on.
you can, I guess, like, can the layman make these?
hang on.
Oh.
Let's get rid of that. Actually, let's do that.
Okay, okay. You think this guy's got an 8 mil range?
Let's go.
6 mil?
Oh shit. Well, terrible for the podcast, but it's fine. Just do this
Sorry.
up and I'll do it. But yeah. What the fuck was I saying?
We'll just leave that there. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's super cool, and like obviously, it's kind of old technology, but it's like being repurposed today.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
It's definitely not
It's
like
cool, but these people who are like,
Making a cloak out of it.
well, no, the people who are like, China invented an invisibility shield. They
So that's the
didn't
thing.
invent shit.
As
It's
far
been
as
around
I'm
forever.
concerned, all I know is this stuff: quantum invisibility, whatever. Like I've never heard it equated to China specifically until you had mentioned it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't personally. That doesn't. I mean, what's a little weird shield gonna do? We have it. It's not like it's secret stuff. Like we also can.
Yeah,
do
that also
this.
might be like the most racist thing. Like they just saw this Asian guy hold up a green screen.
Well, that
and they were
video's like, yeah,
yeah,
that
it must be
video's from-
China that did it. And it's like he could be American.
Well, it's not
Maybe
just
we
that.
have it.
It's websites like this.
Oh,
real
yeah, see,
invisibility
that's-
cloak has
yeah.
been invented by Chinese. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, so that's
You
what I'm
got these
saying. Is that like
clickbaity
there is
titles.
these
Chinese researchers' efforts result in real-life Harry Potter cloak. How Chinese students came up with an invisibility cloak. Like,
Yeah. What I'm
China.
saying is that they're all racist because where's the proof? Because it literally wasn't from China, right? But
The
we're
only
talking
proof
that
they
it's
have is
not
that one single
Yeah,
video of the guy
of
holding
an
the cloak.
Asian
no,
gentleman
the Chinese
holding up
army
a
might have been
cloak.
showing up like we're coming out with this for our troops or whatever, and then these poorly researched articles like China invented invisibility
Yeah.
shield.
No,
Did you see the
but that's what I'm
videos?
saying. China did not do that.
No, but
Right?
that takes like a modicum of research.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
that's that. But like
Journalism
that's
is
my
difference between
point.
us and other people.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
my point. Is
other
that it
people
wasn't
go,
actually
"Oh!"
China. It was just an Asian gentleman who came out and just show it, and everyone was like, "Oh, it must be Chinese." And it's like, no, it was just an American guy who was talking about something, and that was it. And it was a green screen the whole time.
Oh, this is a different thing. This is might actually be new. Apparently, putting these weird shaped patches on a jacket will make you invisible to detection by AI.
I saw them doing that with their face. Like people would put abstract shapes
Can we see
on
the
their
patch?
face to keep the facial
Well,
recognition
that's the
down.
only picture I've seen so far.
What's the patch look like?
These,
What
these,
is
Those, yeah,
these
I
spots.
mean-
You see, this one's been identified. And this
No,
one
no,
has
no, no.
not.
But I want to
Is
see
it because it breaks
like,
up? Is
without-
it like what was that paint called when we used it on our
Dazzle
ships?
cam.
Dazzle cam. Yeah, is that what it is like?
Dazzle camo. No, you cannot see the pictures.
Okay,
because there are no
can you
more.
goog that up? Give it a goog. Yeah, that's interesting.
No, you're not allowed to see it.
Okay.
Apparently.
So apparently they work really well.
Yeah.
Googling invisible things. Yeah, good luck, sailor.
Good luck, sailor. I don't know. You got a next tab because I have like a couple things.
I mean, if there's something else you want to talk about, you can bring it up.
First thing, F-150 from the factory. The sleeper F-150.
It's not quite from the factory.
What's
it's
a
a dealer installed
sleeper?
option.
Yeah.
So there's a couple dealerships. This kit comes from Ford. They offer it, but you can spec
Dude,
like a
roger that.
700 horsepower engine swap into your
Into like a regular F-150.
yeah.
So what's the? Why is it called the sleeper F-150? It's the same thing as like a Dodge Hellcat.
Because
you
it's
know?
you can get it on your base model F-150.
I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back.
I'll also take this bio break very quick.
So Adrian, explain to the viewers.
I assume this is just gonna go.
We're
to
gonna
pause
edit
and
this.
edit. Yeah.
I'm gonna head out.
I'm so sorry.
Well, we all might as well make this a thing.
Yeah. I realized it. How did that happen?
I don't know, but I don't know if it bumped the camera on the way down. Does that still look like it's remotely centered?
Yeah. I'll have to have.
No, 3 dudes are just chilling. It's not. Like that's the thing. Like sometimes, like none of us are scientists. None of us are doctors. Like we're not like giving a presentation on camera. Like,
I'm
this
giving
is-
my dissertation.
Yeah. This will be graded.
That's a great line from Kanye when he's like, "This is my dissertation." Something, something, something. I forget what that song is.
What's a king to it, or what's a god to a non-believer?
Yeah, yeah. Something
That's a good song.
It's such a good song.
That line progression is
Yeah.
incredible.
Well, we're back
So
from the pee break.
F-150s, yeah.
And
Yeah, so
and-
sleeper F-150s, is that what we were talking about?
Yeah, we were back.
About to talk about?
Yeah, back pee break. F-150.
Yes.
So what separates the F-150 from being the
Like
Hellcat?
a Raptor or whatever.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Ra-
What's
yeah,
the,
the
So
what's
Raptor
the
version.
you
difference?
can buy a base model F-150, like the cheapest one they make, like $38,000 or whatever,
that's like a
and then
package?
spec this package.
So you have
can
roll-up windows.
You can
and-
have a completely manual everything, base model,
Okay.
black bumper, black
You
plastic
can't
grille.
do that with the Hellcats. They only come that's a model, not so much
It's
a
a
trim.
dealer installed option, and it comes with a full warranty as well. And now your truck makes 700 horsepower, and you're going to bottom out your rear suspension every time you floor it, and the 10-speed
Yeah.
transmission's not quite going to know what to do with all the power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
so,
the same trans?
They might beef it a little bit.
I mean, 7 gears for 700
10
horsepower.
gears.
10 gears for 700 horsepower?
No, everyone has said like that 10-speed that we're like I've been talking so much shit about.
Yeah, we
it's
talked about last time. Yeah.
yeah. It actually does hold power.
Okay.
It just doesn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, it doesn't know what to do with it. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, at 10 speeds, like 10 individual gears for a transmission, 700 horsepower, you're boogieing.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
acceleration has to
Yeah.
be something
Like I
else.
said, I've seen a video of it. I think you and me actually watched a video of it.
I don't.
But yeah, they're bottoming out the rear suspension, flooring it. Like you floor it at downshifts hard because
Yeah.
it's confused, and you hear a nasty clunk come from the back end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the birth of that whole thing was the rebirth of the V8 coming back to the Raptor. And so I think I talked to you about it a little bit. So now
Probably
this
off podcast.
I think it was off podcast. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Raptor now, like I think starting this year for 2023, you can get a V8 instead of
Supercharged.
the EcoBoost. Yeah, it's supercharged. So it's the 5.2.
But is it a
It's
V8
the Shelby.
supercharged?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
okay,
So
okay.
it's
So
a
you
5.2
get
V8
probably like 100 some odd.
supercharged. It's the same one that comes in the Shelby
Okay.
Mustang. So the transmission should be this. I don't know what they're using, to be honest. Like
It's a
what,
Ford. I think it's a Ford design 10-speed.
yeah, I think it is. I don't know if it's the same 10-speed,
Yeah,
but like from
probably
what
like
I've
a
heard
plate
too,
or
that like the
something.
10-speed that comes in like a lot of the things, like they do hold power.
I would
but I
hope-
don't think it's the same one though.
I
to
would-
be
well,
honest,
I
it's the
would-
same one that comes in the Raptor.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same like mechanical transmission, but I would hope that they did some software tweaks to the
Yeah.
shift logic and all that.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, because like,
box transmission that
Yeah.
you're throwing into a 700 horsepower truck.
yeah, whatever it is, whatever the setup is that they're throwing into like the Raptor that gets the V8 is the same setup that they're throwing into this like basic F-150.
I did see there was a dealership that was like purposely buying trucks just to build this package. They
Yeah.
were buying stripper models, so they could
Yeah.
sell the whole thing for like $50,000.
Yeah.
700 horsepower, 50 grand.
Yeah.
It's a base model.
Yeah. But who cares?
How
What's it
sick
matter?
is that?
What's it
That's
matter?
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would sooner buy a sleeper version of something that's like nasty.
I think it does come with like new shocks, but
Yeah, well, I would hope
So
with
it's
it
a work.
bottoming out
It's a
all the
work
time.
pickup truck.
That you can do 140 down the highway.
Yeah.
Doing 60 mile an hour pulls killing GTIs.
So Todd, if you're checking back in,
if you need a new work truck,
we did talk about them the last podcast. We could.
we weren't so happy with the vans, but we have some suggestions. No, the vans are great.
also if
Todd,
you want to
you're
get K
still
trucks
listening.
from when we're doing work in Philly, like,
I
feel
still
like that
think
would
you
be
guys should
perfect.
really get into the little K truck. I don't know. Are you allowed to commercially
No,
use?
but
yeah.
you know, incorporating in Delaware would give you great tax benefits, and there's no restrictions in Delaware.
So if it's registered in Delaware,
Yeah.
Whoa,
So now now a real like actual option would be putting a Grom in the back of the van.
and you're
No,
talking
no.
about for work purposes.
Yes.
What are you hauling? What
I
tools,
want
what
to
AC compressor
I want to have
unit
a
are you
backpack.
For maintenance. This isn't for
Yeah,
repair.
we're more of a service company, but can you imagine? I mean, like, I get they refer to themselves in these videos as crackheads, but I mean,
Bold
I've
opening.
seen some guys who are, they probably are on crack, but
Put a whole
they're-
fridge on their back.
a
yeah.
whole fridge on their back,
Hop
on
on a bicycle.
bicycle,
Yeah.
We don't
dude.
need
I've seen it.
Start peeling off
Keith,
on a
we
bike.
don't need Groms. What we need is this.
No, I seen these. These are recent. Like they just came out. Do they
they
fit
just
into
released
a
them.
car?
It's a
Bro, did you
suitcase.
guys?
I know it's a suitcase, but you know what they're based off of?
Yeah, the Moto
original,
Compo.
The
They're
Moto
smaller
Compo.
than the original Moto Compo.
But the Moto Compo was an addition to a car.
To the Honda
like
City.
It came in the Honda City.
Yes. It just doesn't,
Yeah. Does this
it's not.
come?
It doesn't fit into any one specific model. It's just
Yeah.
made to be
It's
small
a
enough to be a
suitcase.
suitcase.
Yeah, I get that. But
so
like
it fits
it
in
was,
any car.
Yeah, I guess. But I really like the Moto Compo being a part of. You know how the CRVs first and second generations came with a lunch table
Third
in the
gen,
back.
too.
Really? I
All
thought
the
it
way
was
up to the
just
third.
1 and 2.
It stopped
Yeah.
after the third.
Oh, that's incredible. But the City came with one of these. What is going to come with this? Like, what model do you think they'll just be like, we left this in the trunk for you? Like,
I know, dude. It would be a cool option.
it would be a
doesn't
cool
have to
option.
be all of them.
Right?
It doesn't have to be standard.
It could be a deal because it doesn't need
A dealer
installation.
option.
You just leave it in the trunk.
Yeah.
This could be a dealer option.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah.
What's the range?
Yeah, and so
on this
people
thing?
who are just listening, but we're gonna put a picture up. But these are
Yes.
like literally like a
12 miles.
briefcase
That's not bad. That's
electric
not
scooter bike.
15
thing.
miles an hour, 12 miles, 0 to 15 in 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Legally, I don't think I could take this to work, but it would work to get me to and from work.
Yeah,
No, I tried to go to work much closer and through much nicer, like friendlier roads than
on
you
the Tomos.
on my Tomos, and that thing could do 40, and
You
that
don't think
was
I
not
could take
fast
Boot
enough.
Road on the Tomos all the way to work? I didn't. Not the. That's just the name I call the road.
No,
that I
you're allowed to
drive
say
on.
Boot Road because Boot Road goes everywhere.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Just like Springfield. I live in Springfield.
Yeah.
There's one in every state, baby.
yeah. No, I mean, I feel like today the way that goes, like if somebody wants to find you, they'll find you.
They'll find me. It's not hard.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so not hard.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
internet hygiene is so
Yeah.
bad. Like,
Yeah.
I don't try
Yeah, no,
and keep
I think it's
my
I think it's
identity.
totally fine. I mean, like obviously, like I'm not like we're not handing our address out, but at the same time,
But a
like,
lot of my
I think-
socials have my full name.
Yeah, exactly. They have you like have
They've
you
got my full government.
Yeah,
A lot of my socials have my socials.
Yeah, so if they want to find me, it's fine,
Right, I'm
and
not-
they're gonna
I'm not
find my
hiding.
gun. It's fine.
Now that one right there. Oh, never mind. Okay.
Ooh, these
They've
are
got
optional.
some options. This is literally like how to build your credit card. This looks like the side of a credit card.
Yeah, and so this is a Honda what? What is
Moto
this?
Compacto. It is the spiritual
like this
successor to the
Honda-
Honda Moto Compo.
I like the
Okay.
Performance Division one. That's kind of cool because I like orange. That's a credit card.
That's
a credit
Yeah.
card.
Get like a picture of your
I'm
dog
sorry you
on
guys
it.
aren't watching this, but like
Hey,
when
that's
if you
cool.
look up these
That's
images,
my favorite. That is for sure my favorite.
Yeah.
45% of these
But, like-
Moto Compo or
And
whatever
these things
this thing
are only
is.
like, what are they, like $1,200?
What's it called?
The Moto Compacto.
Dude,
Oh, that's clever. I like
yeah.
that.
If you could like personalize it with it's like a picture of like you and your dog, you know.
Oh, then it's exactly like a.
You know, it's a Christmas photo on the side. You know.
Straight up credit card
Yeah.
company like rules.
$995.
That's really not bad.
Yeah. Not
What
at
a,
all.
what a, what do crazy cards go for?
Crazy cards.
This is equal in the cool factor, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep one of those in my van for work.
Right, dude, it's not hard.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine going through, the where we do night work?
Oh yes. Yeah. We don't have to say. We don't have to say.
On a little Moto Compacto.
Yeah, just silently. Just.
Do you think they'd yell
It's
at us? I
quiet.
don't think they'd yell at us.
I mean, who's gonna yell? No
This
one's
is
there.
Healy's Plus, bro. Like,
Dude, Heelys kind of are where it's at.
if
Well,
you
we
had
talked about
Healy's
that.
and this,
Yeah,
you don't
the
even
sucky
need the
part
foot
is like
pegs. You
having
just-
your
yeah.
cart with you. Like it's just like, we need a motorized cart, but like this could be the answer.
this could be the answer.
or Healy's.
Or Heelys.
Well, I'll call your boss tomorrow. Like, hey, yo,
We're talking
Todd.
business deals,
Yeah,
Todd.
instead of
Todd,
buying
let's
me
talk
some
numbers.
Red Wings, can you just get me some Heelys?
Yeah, dude.
My productivity will be through the roof.
Dude, when Heelys really takes off, it'll be when they have steel toe, electric rated, non-slip.
Insulated,
Yeah.
non-slip Heelys.
work boot Healy's. That's what we need.
I wonder if I
Red
could buy a
Wing
set of
Heelys.
Heelys, cut the soles off, because the soles are removable on Red Wings.
Yeah.
And then just,
Yeah, we just need a cobbler. Do you guys know a cobbler?
can't be that hard. It's probably very hard, actually.
Yeah. No, actually, if I'm not mistaken, next to the Chinese food restaurant that I'm like obsessed with in Philly, the one that like my parents have been going to, my grandparents have been going to, there is a shoe maker right there. It's in a little strip mall. Granted, I haven't looked in years, but I'm pretty sure it's still a shoemaker.
Let me get
I
that.
think we're on to something, guys. I think if we Red Wing Heelys is the next move.
Yeah. So Red Wing, we know you're listening.
The heel is already there. All you gotta do is carve out the heel a little bit, stick the little insert in so you can keep the things in there.
Oh, I thought this was about former First Lady Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. So
The Hillary step.
yeah.
What
So
is
Hillary's step, dude.
Does this have to do with dead people on the
Yeah.
route? Yeah. So this is
Yeah.
kind of cool. I find this
This is
interesting.
kind of crazy.
So you've heard of green boots then too, right?
Actually, no.
Green boots is another one. So I don't know entirely. I'm guessing. That looks to me like a dead body that they won't retrieve from the top of a mountain
that's
because
very
it's too
common.
dangerous. Green boots is another one. There's
Yeah.
another person full just laying on the side. They're not wearing anything other than like the normal hiking gear.
Yeah.
And they've got these violently green boots. And that's how you know you're getting close to the top of Mount Everest because
Yeah,
or
they-
I don't know if it's Everest, but it's an indicator. You see that and you're like, dude, I'm almost there.
I'm
you
on
see
the right
somebody,
track.
yeah. You see somebody else who is equally as interested and dedicated to getting to the top of this mountain right there.
Yeah.
That's you if you were
Yeah,
slightly
these-
less prepared.
These dead bodies have actually become like trail
markers. They're
It's-
trail markers. It's
Yeah,
wild
no.
to
So
think of.
that's what's so crazy about Hillary's step is that like it's that body is literally sitting there on the trail. It's
Yeah.
Hillary's
Yep.
step because you have to step over top of her.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
See, green boots is
Yeah,
at least off
dude.
to the side a
No,
little
no.
bit.
This
They
is
were
not like
camped
a
up for the
side
night, like-
destination. This is like there's like a rail that they put there right next to her.
I'm not
And,
gonna
like, you
lie
just
though.
step over.
To call at least Hillary step is so much better than calling the dead person green boots. Like I think that's like super disrespectful.
Yeah, dude, check this out.
Yeah, I've
That's
seen
close.
this clip.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
not seen this one at all.
Like you have to step
goodness.
over top of her.
Just oh man.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. Yeah, and the whole idea is so crazy too. And it like, there's kind of two coins to this, right? So like, obviously, like, you know, there's the aspect of what they say is that, like, it's too difficult to retrieve, like, the body off. But at the same time, like, you can see that there's lines of people.
I wouldn't say lines of people.
No, there are. That's what we just saw. Like,
it's
dude,
a single line. This is
True.
an entire climbing group. This isn't like a bunch of tourists going. These were people that all planned to go. I
know.
will give you that is a lot of people. That's more than enough people to retrieve a body.
That's what
I will give you that.
Because you're, like, at the very edge of your
downhill,
physical
baby.
capability. Oh, you're just going to roll the body down the hill?
Look, not to be dark, but...
Here's my thing.
Why not?
Here's my thing. This is my thing. Okay. So the amount of people who go up to Everest every year, I don't know the number, but it's a lot.
I was about to say, that would help. If
It's
we
a
knew
lot.
the number...
But, like, hey, like, if you drug her 10 feet and I drug her
you're saying like
10
an
feet,
overtime thing.
that we could all
work
just
this
drag
down.
10 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people need to go past her to, like, not move her an inch? Like, come on. Like,
Is
a
it
little
because
bit, right?
it's super difficult to get them back, or is it also a little bit of it's helpful that they're there because we know we're going the right way? I'm sorry.
Like, it's
no
weirdly
disrespect,
convenient.
but it's better than putting a flag down.
Yeah, like, I know I'm not lost because there's this dead
Hillary's
lady
right
here.
there.
I don't know.
Hillary is here.
There's room for confusion if you see the wrong dead body. You see a bunch of dead bodies. You're like, oh, I'm in the part where people have died.
Yeah,
I went
they've
the
gone.
wrong
Oh,
way.
you know what?
Yeah.
That's fair. You go to a spot and you're like,
Yeah.
there's 6 people here. You're like, is that a camp or is that 6 people that made the same mistake?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, but I mean, like, doing
You
the
said
whole
that with a G, right?
Fucked up.
frigged.
Frigged up, bro.
Yeah. So that was a weird one. But yeah, you would think that, like, it wouldn't be that hard because, like,
I
there's
think-
so many people who
I
go
think
up.
the thinking behind it is also like you're on the ragged edge of what a human in like peak physical condition
That's
can
fair.
do. You don't have anything to spare
Yeah,
to
you
even
can't really
move
spare.
this
No,
body.
I get that. But at the same time, there's, like, it's just the sheer numbers that I can't get over.
Moving-
with the fact that,
Hey,
like,
look up the numbers. How many people
Yeah.
per year? Because that will help
Summit,
this argument. Yeah,
Mount Everest.
Summit Mount Everest.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if no one has a spare like capacity to move them, then it doesn't matter how many people go up there. You're not moving. That
I would
body.
say if somebody's gone up to Mount Everest more than 5 times, you should probably, like, you
Like,
could
you didn't
probably
try to
do
drag
it.
nobody?
Right. You know what you're going for.
let's go with be slightly more specific.
how many
Yeah, how many?
people.
Jesus.
Nice. Whoa, my God, a year? Oh,
Yeah.
no. That's in total.
That's in total.
So that's not that many
That's
people
not a
a
lot.
year. 6,664.
That's
for
from
those
1953
listening.
to 2021.
From 1953?
to 2021,
Is there a yearly
6,664
rate?
people.
Okay, but how do you get pictures like that of that many
True.
people?
Who's taking the photo? It's like the first photo.
But I'm just saying, like, there's that many people all at one time who's like, because, like, to me, the way that this would actually go is that, like, it's like, because can you imagine if you were the guide? Because, like, these people aren't doing it by themselves. Like,
No,
they train
yeah, you
for
have
it,
to
they're ready
hire
to-
a guide.
Yeah, you have to hire a guide.
Yep, professional.
So they're all going to go. Can you imagine, like, being the person who's in control of, like, 15 people
and
at a
you've
time?
got like 3 weak links.
Yeah, there
and you're
has
like,
to be
yeah.
one, right, who kind of blows, you know, who turns into another
Yeah,
Hillary.
they
When
end
you
up-
decide that
disrespect.
this
Yeah,
guy's
those
going to
people
be
turn
another
into the
trail
markers.
marker.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
that's
can
what I'm
guarantee-
saying.
I can
As-
guarantee these guides go up there knowing that I'm probably going to lose someone.
Well, yeah, I bet you have to sign
have to.
something that
Oh,
says,
yeah.
like, look, like, if you can't make it, you can't make it. Like,
Yeah.
damn, that's crazy.
I would assume so.
Ooh, so how about there's a guy who did, he has a Netflix show, 14 Mount, what is it? Damn. So there's a guy who did, like, in, like, 3 months?
7.
7 months. Is
You
that what
saw
it was?
Yeah.
Did it show up? Is that
Yeah.
how you got it?
I think
Yeah,
I've
so this guy
lightly
did. He
heard
did
about this.
Yeah, he did 14 mountains in.
Was
four-
it kind of
it's
like
called
one of
it's
those?
called 14 Peaks. So documentary is about a project, possible a plan for Nepal highest altitude climber.
Don't even try.
Yeah, you're
You're
right.
gonna mess
Yeah,
up.
you're right. To climb all of the highest 14 peaks in an altitude greater than 8,000 meters, called 8,000ers, inside 7 months.
So that's 2 a month.
Yeah.
But was this guy kind of like one of those people that's like, look, I can do it. Why aren't you guys doing it? Like, because that's what
I don't know. I
the
think that
loose-
he
Well,
just
he's from Nepal.
Yeah.
He's probably one of those people whose ancestors have lived there. He is physically
Is Nepal
adapted to
mountainous?
this.
I don't know much about Nepal.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, so, but I don't know this guy specifically. But what I know about somebody who has climbed a bunch of mountains in a short amount of time, he was kind of like cocky about it. He was like, I did it. Like, why aren't you people doing it? Like, why is this like the most incredible thing you've ever done when I've done it 14 times?
I think that he was just one of those guys. He was like really good at it and was like, just let's see what I can do.
Okay, so he's
Yeah.
pushing himself.
He's pushing himself.
That.
Yeah, he's
I
pushing
don't
himself,
appreciate him like,
but it
well,
got
not
him. Yeah, no.
Whatever
no.
I read.
He was pushing himself, and then like afterwards, it got on the show.
Okay.
I think he had
show
somebody or like the movie,
The documentary,
the
whatever you wanna call it.
documentary. Yeah. So like I think they filmed it all, and like they knew he was going to do it.
That's pretty crazy. I mean,
but-
regardless, it's an incredible feat.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty crazy, dude.
incredible.
Yeah,
But
and like K2 and all these other mountains all around, like it was pretty wild.
Yeah, he went to the 14 tallest mountains in the world.
Yeah, crazy.
that is pretty crazy. Are all of the tallest mountains climbable? Like, is there one
Anything's
that's like
climbable
a...
if you try hard enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything's
I think
walking
the answer
distance
is
if you
yes.
have enough time.
The answer is
sure,
yes,
but
and this dude did it for sure. There's no peak that he didn't reach in this thing.
I would assume there's got to be one that's like, we
Yeah.
don't mess with that one. It's way too
It
dangerous.
should be Everest.
Well, dude, you know what? Speaking of
Okay.
like the tallest peaks, my favorite thing, Neil deGrasse Tyson describes like the outside of the world as being like if you'd shrunk the Earth down to the size of a cue ball, like 1-to-1
Yeah,
ratio,
yeah.
whatever, that it would be smoother than anything we could ever on this Earth refine down.
The Earth?
The Earth.
Have you
would be-
seen topographical pictures of the Earth?
Exactly, because
yeah,
the
but the
thing
Earth is
is
so
that-
big that it makes those pale in comparison.
I feel like but so
Yeah.
bear
So,
with
like-
me. You see the photo of an image. It's only 2 inches big.
Yeah.
Of the Earth and its topographical form. It's
Yeah.
not smooth.
They,
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
they exaggerate
How does
those.
it?
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. So, but because of how big the Earth is,
Mm-hmm.
you shrunk it down to relative.
Are we talking with water?
everything? No.
Because you take the water out of the equation.
No.
Well, I think what he's saying is even without like the water, the highest high and the lowest low is still
Yeah.
smoother than any imperfections.
relatively. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you took a
because there's
pool ball-
miles of like before you get the core, so then the top little crust.
exactly.
Okay.
So
okay.
the center to the
Yeah,
top.
if you took a pool ball and blew it up to the size of the Earth, it would have higher peaks and deeper valleys than Earth does. Just from the
Interesting.
imperfections.
I got you.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
It's crazy.
Do you know what planet has the tallest mountain in our solar system?
I'm gonna go ahead and guess Venus.
No, it's Mars. Damn it.
I didn't want to say Mars because that's so easy. Oh, I've heard of Olympus Mons
Yeah.
too. That's even worse.
Can we talk about Mars and like what it would be like to live on Mars?
Awful.
Yeah.
Okay.
In what aspect are you
Because-
talking? Like
yeah,
in
well,
a dome?
well,
Sure.
I mean, I know like Adrian actually knows like a lot about this. Like
Yes.
we can like let him just kind of give us like a thing.
So
and-
you want to play the two dumb people going at the smart guy?
Yeah,
All right, so,
I'm ready for this.
Oh, boy.
yeah.
Are we talking
Hey,
in dome or out of
cheers.
dome?
I think he's just
Alright.
talking about living on Mars and what it takes to
On
live
Mars, your life sucks. like
In Mars, your life still
I've been
sucks.
saying that.
But I would think in a dome, an artificially
So-
created dome, you're at less gravity, so you have to maintain your body. Like you have to work out so much.
It would suck, dude.
It would suck.
And so, and
Either way, it
I've
sucks.
said that like a million times over. So like Adrian's perspective, like he's like, if we're going to Mars, he's like, dude, I'm gonna be one of the first ones on. He's like, I'm ready to go.
I'm
I'm
ready
touching
to throw
red soil
everything away.
tonight.
Yeah, he's like, I can't
Yeah.
wait, and I'm like, dude, like you're gonna get up there, and there's nothing. There ain't
No,
no
I'm
Disney.
gonna
There's
be
no
there.
movies. It's gonna blow.
How
I'm
long
gonna
until
be
they have
there.
Wi-Fi? That's my question. I need.
No, I
When
would
they have
go to, I would go
Wi-Fi,
to
call
Mars
me.
for a vacation. I wouldn't
Yeah,
go to Mars
yeah.
to live.
Yeah.
It would be like one of those things where, like, 2 a.m, you're on YouTube, you're watching the dudes build a hut in the middle of the jungle. Like, that's what I would be doing on Mars.
Yeah, no, that's a
Like-
tropical vacation compared to living on Mars.
Fair. There's
honestly.
no trees to build your
There's
hut out of on
nothing to
Mars. Yeah.
breathe.
Yeah.
Like,
That we
you'd be
know
doing
of.
that in a
That we know
spacesuit.
of.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
exactly.
sucks.
So
That
so
does
what's
suck.
give us like the Elon perspective of like what he's shooting for.
Oh well, what he wants is just to have like a backup for Earth.
Yeah, of course.
You know, there's been 5 major like.
But like what? But I mean, but like what does that look like? We're on Mars, and then like so we talked about like off the podcast, of course. We talked about like, some of the theories that would be like, how do we get Earth to go to Mars? What does that look like?
First off, Starship needs to work. so we
Well,
can get enough just
let's
mass
just
of
let's
stuff
just
to get there.
let's just
But
pretend that we're
once
getting
there,
people to Mars.
Once we're there,
yeah.
what kind of infrastructure we would need to set up to be able to live on Mars?
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple options. There's the long game, where we
Yeah.
go with like terraforming,
Yeah.
where we'd have to like release the CO2 from like the polar ice caps and release the oxygen from that to like give
I
us
don't
something
believe
to
in that.
breathe. It's theoretically possible. We don't have the technology
CO2
to do that.
doesn't.
There needs to be a lot more CO2.
I have been drinking, and I don't know the entirety of the facts. But recently I saw something where the ice caps adding CO2 is negligible compared to the normal heating cycle of the Earth, whereas just regular heating of the Earth, how it goes through its cycles, it's 100 years later. Every time the Earth goes through a heat cycle, the CO2 levels rise 100 years later due to it building up all the heat, all the plants and everything start doing their thing or whatever, and then the CO2 released from the ice caps is negligible in comparison to natural CO2 production after the Earth has been heated. I don't know if
The
heat
cycle's too
applies
long.
to I don't know what like I said, I saw a brief image, looked at it for 30 seconds. It was like, that's pretty interesting. But it was, the ice caps don't add CO2 like your...
Well, we're talking about Mars, not Earth.
That's
Shit.
But you know, Mars's atmosphere is
Are there
significantly
ice caps on Mars?
Yes.
Okay.
That's where we're probably going to get all of our
why
water
has it
and
always been a
whatnot.
question of, is water on Mars? What else is ice?
It's not a question of is water on Mars.
Okay.
There's a question of did life form
Yes.
when there was water abundantly on Mars.
How do you feel about how Mars was the start and we left Mars, not we, but like, you know, a civilization of intelligent beings. Mars was becoming what Earth is becoming in millions of years, and they're like, well, we got to get out of here. It's not going to be good. Mars is going to turn into what Mars is now. We got to go to Earth, and we didn't keep any, like, you know, like how they say,
Well, I mean,
like,
have
all
you
that,
seen the
like,
face on Mars?
it's got to be real, dude. We lived on Mars. No, but like, what's your like thought on that? Like,
I
was
don't
that
think that is what happened.
Okay.
If anything, like
I also don't,
We-
but it's curious.
we have a
It's-
sample size of 1, and
Yes.
you know, on Earth, what that shows is that life sprang up on Earth like almost as soon as the surface solidified.
Yeah.
And then it took billions of years to progress
Into
beyond
what?
beyond single-celled organisms.
That I believe.
So, given that timeline, and again, we have a sample size of 1,
Mm-hmm.
Mars would not have gotten past the single cell like life form
In-
stage if it ever had life.
In terms of like temperature or
In terms of just the amount of time, like if Mars looked like Earth back
Mm-hmm.
in its earlier history before the core solidified and it lost its magnetic shield and lost its entire atmosphere
Yeah.
to the solar winds, there wouldn't have been enough time for if life had started on Mars to get
to
past,
get to this point,
to get
to
to
leave
complex
Mars.
life.
Okay.
to get to
okay.
complex life. Period.
Yeah. Okay.
It would have been simple single cell organisms.
Would not. What's that? Civilization type 1 or what do they
That's
call
not
that?
civilization anything.
Yeah,
that's
it's not even-
There's bacteria on Mars. Cool.
That's as far as
If we
got,
see
yeah.
anything as
Single
complex as
cell.
like fossils of a worm, we're gonna be over
Dude,
the moon.
Can you imagine? We go to Mars, right? We've been getting soil samples or whatever. Like the things there have been looking at the samples of Mars. We get there, unearth some rocks like we have. You break them open and there's a worm inside. Like
Yeah, that'd be game changing for like.
it would
everything.
destroy everything.
I wouldn't destroy.
What do you mean? Religion's out the window. like,
Oh, shit.
Immediately,
Oh, shit.
people are done. Like
No, it would not do that. I don't think it would destroy religion. There's so much going on with science that contradicts like
yeah, you're right. That's fair.
biblical accuracy and
Yes.
all that
Yeah,
stuff.
and nobody
religion is
bats
still
an eye.
thriving.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
Okay.
But back to the original question, living on Mars, we would either need to be in some sort of dome, which I don't even know if we have the technology to build a dome big enough to house like a city.
Yeah. No,
We'd
not
be
a city.
living
It would be a
in, like,
town.
Prefabbed things. And the
What if it was like a collection of domes?
In time, sure, but I think
Yeah, so,
initially it's going
Like
to be.
we made the sphere in Vegas.
I don't think the sphere is
You know,
really
we do one.
airtight.
We do one, right?
We've
Hear
got
me out.
practice.
Seal it.
we
Seal
can-
it up pretty
can make-
good.
We saw evolution.
You know,
like-
make a tunnel for the next one.
No, we can make habitats for like temporary living, that's within our realm of possibility. And
We're going back to Wall-E here.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm telling you,
'cause
dude.
They all
Yeah.
lived on a dome, right? Or they lived on a spaceship, like flying
lived
through
in
space.
a
It took them
spaceship.
That's what it
time
was.
to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
there.
But still,
But-
they had a spaceship that was big enough.
we'd be fighting with radiation.
Yeah,
A lot of
because there's no
radiation.
atmosphere.
There's
no
protection.
magnetosphere.
Yeah.
Shouldn't that be the plan? Is
So-
to get on
Well,
a
that's what
spaceship?
Elon's whole plan of nuking Mars is about. Like,
He wants to
he
nuke
wanted
Mars?
No,
instill.
he wants to nuke the poles and release
Yes.
like a lot of oxygen and carbon or
to
CO2
make an
into the
atmosphere, to
craziest
make a
fucking
shield, a
thing I've
magnetic
ever
shield.
heard.
Yeah,
And again,
well,
theoretically, it's possible.
I was about to say, in theory,
Yeah.
if everything goes according
Yeah.
to plan,
And
there
America's
would
like,
be an atmosphere around Mars.
What do you
but
need? Sir?
No,
We'll
but,
bring the sun to Mars.
I don't think that's going to help.
No, I don't think so either. I'm talking of 5 years ago, internet fun stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Elon
No,
wants
no.
to
We're,
nuke
nah, we're fucking around. We're fucking around.
Just spitballing here.
Yeah, spitballing ideas. I mean, look, we're laughing now, but I mean, 20 years.
Dude, can you imagine?
This might be
oh
on the
my
table.
God, this is still like a thing, and like
They might be
we
calling
look
us.
back, like
They're gonna call us. We're like, look, you guys had some good ideas.
we were clowning on nuking Mars, but
Yeah.
they fucking did it.
But look,
and it worked.
they're putting them on the SAR ship. They're sending them out. Yeah. So the issue with Mars, though, as far as it being like Earth, is the density, right?
Well-
Air density.
Yeah, the atmospheric pressure is so low that if you went out there, you'd get like, the bends immediately.
Yeah.
Like, if you dive deep and then
Yeah.
surface too quickly.
Yeah.
Also just not being able to breathe. It's all like CO2, but there's just not enough.
Yeah.
Does oxygen need an atmosphere to like maintain in the area? Like, what is that something light enough to escape an atmosphere? Or
It did escape.
well, they don't
and
have
a
an
lot of it
atmosphere.
was-
Does ours stay because of our atmosphere?
No, what keeps Earth's atmosphere relatively stable, outside of its higher gravity, that definitely helps, is the magnetosphere.
Okay.
That
And Mars does not have one.
no, the
Okay.
theory that I know of, I don't know if it's been changed because science is always changing, but Mars's core solidified.
Yes.
And stopped rotating and stopped
Yes.
generating a magnetic field, and that allowed like solar winds to strip away its
How in
atmosphere.
the world does molten metal create magnetic pull?
It's moving.
Oh wow! But what about moving metal creates? Because so you think about it. What is the North Pole? How do compasses work? I'm genuinely asking. How do compasses work?
The Earth's magnetic field moves in a specific direction.
Okay,
and
so
it
it's
pulls on
not
the
a
magnet.
giant, not a magnet per se.
not a
but it's
giant
not an
magnet
iron deposit
stuck.
somewhere.
No.
Okay.
No, just because the Earth
So it's
does
because
spin
it
that
does
way.
spin, our core is moving. We have
Yeah.
a
And it
north.
generates a magnetic field, and magnetic fields move in a cyclical
Yes.
motion, and they're all going in this one direction. So
Okay.
our you put a magnet on the end of a needle, which is what a compass
Yes,
is. It's
yes,
going
yes,
to
yes.
follow the direction of that.
Which is
magnetic
wild
flow.
to say, to think of. Like you have a tiny little thing in this little thing in your hand picks up the magnetic pull.
Well, that's how strong it is.
I know. That's what's the incredible part is the magnetic pull is so strong it affects tiny little instruments that we hold in our hand. Like everybody
and-
had that little tiny $5 compass as a kid that
Or,
came in
it's
a
on a
whistle or
keychain
whatever.
even.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Mhm.
that
And-
picks up the whole and nothing that doesn't mess with our it doesn't entirely mess with our electronics or a lot of other things that magnets do fuck
Yeah.
with, like TV screens for say,
Hard
like
drives.
exactly.
Yeah, we have all this stuff that
we built around this magnetic field we
Yeah.
already have, which is
Yeah.
kind
You know
of
what's funny though?
impressive.
Like compasses break because I was hunting this year and I had come to realize mid hunt in the middle of the woods that my compass was broken.
Oh, that's
And I was
that's
like,
the worst time.
Where the fuck am I at? I was a little pissed off. And a
Wait,
little
were you using
scared.
your phone compass?
Pull out the iPhone.
No, I had
yeah.
like a little small compass that I bought off Amazon. Shout out Amazon.
You're shouting them out for a broken compass?
Yep, shout them out because I'm sending it back. So shout out. Just keep a lookout because I'm sending that bitch back.
Now take it to Kohl's.
yeah, so I'm like I'm doing my little compass deal here, and I had realized like as I was following the compass, it wasn't like I was like trying to keep my compass one way or the other. I was like, it's not going the other way. This is just going whatever way I was spinning it. But
I've noticed. I don't have my second phone. Interesting. But
Ain't got that two phones.
the compasses on my phone also don't agree a lot of the time.
Yeah, I probably should have. Fluff just went for a pee break, and I probably should have told him that we would have let the dogs out first, but that's okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Fluff found out the hard way. But yeah, so I guess just to go back to Mars and like living on Mars, like realistically, I was just kind of looking for like what's like the path. Like obviously we know that like we need to like make that trip successful, whatever. But like once we do, like what do you think like, would be like the good plan? To like, would it be domes? Would it be changing something with the atmosphere?
It depends on where we are technologically.
Would it be living
by the time
on
we can get there?
Would it be living like the stratosphere of it, or like
no,
the outer edge?
Honestly, the best bet to have like, not have issues with like radiation and all that is to build underground.
Damn.
Or to
be inside of it,
build like a dome.
What's
and
the
then
difference
cover
being
it
on
with,
the outside?
The Mars, the ground shields you from radiation.
Oh,
that's the biggest thing.
And the radiation's coming from the sun because the
and
air
we'd be irradiated if we didn't have a magnetosphere.
Right. So the idea being like the air is so
because of the density,
thin,
and there's no magnetosphere,
so the radiation of the
there's
sun,
no protection.
Yeah, it messes with that.
So
I gotcha.
Build underground or like build our structures using the Mars like soil.
Yeah.
To like build thick earthen structures. That's what you would have to do if you want to avoid the radiation. The domes, I don't know if plastic or whatever we would use has or anti-radiation or radiation like protective properties, because I don't know what we'd build these domes out of. This is like future tech stuff.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing too. It's like there's a ton of radiation out.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, what you were saying. Yeah, so Fluff's back from a pee break.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's totally fine. Yeah. Yeah, so we were just saying like the radiation would be like the big thing. So like Adrian was saying, it was like probably like the best like surefire
easiest
way of like doing it to be able to live on Mars would be we have to live underground.
Underground or just a lead dome, which I mean, trying to transport that amount of lead through spaceship
so
is
that's
impossible.
That's what I was saying.
The other thing was like we would build out of like the Mars soil.
Yeah.
How far?
We have to create
how
lead
like
from
radio
the soil.
protectant is soil though? Like, is it
better than plastic dome?
It's better than a glass dome on the surface, sure. But
remember that like that Simpsons movie when they like all lived in a dome?
Oh, I don't think that wasn't a chosen thing. They didn't live in a dome.
Yeah, they weren't like domes are better, dude. What the fuck? No, I forgot what happened now. I remember they were all again in a dome.
Oh, they
right?
polluted their
Simpsons
river
movie,
too much, and then the government quarantined them with a giant dome.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
After specifically not reading the plan.
Yeah. God, I love
To
the
not
Simpsons.
put people in the dome.
Yeah,
It's
the
weird
guy
how
was like,
the Simpsons
here's our
predictions
options.
Yeah, the Simpsons predictions are fucking crazy.
So not a lot. I don't know entirely too much, but some of those predictions are just like kind of like bullshit. The Simpsons did it after the fact.
Yeah.
And they recreated it so well that it seemed, and everyone was just like, oh, they posted this before this actually. So like the one where Trump, the one guy with the
going
orb,
down the stairs.
going up the stairs.
Yeah.
That happened first, and then the Simpsons episode came out.
Yeah.
So that one, like, everyone was like, holy shit, it's real. It's got to be real.
Because like no one actually watches the Simpsons.
How could you possibly get this guy, Trump, and another person to all have their hands on an orb at the same time?
Yeah.
It did happen. That's how, like,
Yo.
that was the inspiration.
Turns
behind
out,
that
dude.
episode.
Yeah. But still, like some of them are like it's still good stuff. The Simpsons.
The Simpsons is great
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
I mean,
great
the
stuff.
show's been around for what, 30, 20 some odd years?
Came out in like the 80s.
I think so.
It's had a long run.
It's the longest running animated like sitcom.
Hey, speaking of the '80s, it's Crimmy who has not already watched Die Hard.
I hate to break it to you and the viewers. I have seen 0 Die Hard
no.
movies.
What?
And it's so. What about it, other than it happening at a Christmas party, makes it a This is going to just divide viewers.
Yep.
All 6 of
What
them.
makes it a Christmas movie?
That
It
was
happened
it.
at Christmas.
That was
It
it.
happened at Christmas?
Yeah, and it's the greatest Christmas
so like how
movie
we
of all
talked
time.
before podcast, where like, look,
I mean, what else? What else would it need? What else would it need?
Oh shit! So then this
Hang
is
on.
Die Hard. This is Die Hard right now.
Yes,
We've done one thing Christmas related. And
Yeah.
that was the meatball.
it's the
and
Die
this
Hard
is the
special.
Crimmy special.
It's the
Oh,
Die Hard
son of a
special.
bitch, I'm falling
We called it
into
Crimmy. It's Die Hard special.
It's a Die Hard special.
Die Hard special.
Has
Yeah,
nothing
no, I mean,
to do
like,
with Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, but how much more does a Christmas movie have to have? I mean, aside from like baking cookies or doing
What do
something.
you mean? A Christmas movie is like if I said the words Christmas movie, you're immediately picturing a Hallmark film.
Oh,
Santa Claus is
no.
involved.
So-
family values, maybe a moral at the end of the story. Like,
So
you're not expecting Die Hard.
I don't even include Hallmark because I mean those movies are so bad.
They're bad, but that is the staple of Christmas movies.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think that they're the big ones. It's Elf. It's The Grinch.
Well,
it's,
yeah, okay.
It's
Yeah, you got
it's
Christmas
Hard.
Story and stuff.
It's Die
but
Hard.
Where are these films besides Die Hard featured? The Hallmark Channel. Every single
Yeah.
one of them is played on the Hallmark
yeah,
Channel.
but on all those Hallmark, the Hallmark like
they're not
movie
Hallmark
channels,
Productions.
Yeah, no,
but it's
but
the
hear
same
me
thing.
out. Hear me out. So like, but it's a Hallmark Christmas movie. Okay. What makes it a Christmas movie is that like whatever's happening, whatever kind of like family feud or like it's always love involved.
Yeah. There's a lot.
And that's the movie.
Yes.
The movie's about love. It happens during Christmas.
Is Die Hard about love?
No, but
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 it happens
Die
during
Hard.
Christmas.
But Die Hard is about
Is that on
a
bar?
hostile takeover of a Japanese company from a German.
Arasaka Tower.
Yeah, and it happens during Christmas. I mean, all a Christmas movie has to be is it just needs to take place during Christmas.
I don't have the information in front of me, but I can assure you.
Look,
that
7
there
minutes.
are Christmas
7
movies
minutes
that are not on Christmas. And
I mean,
on the
it,
flip side,
it qualifies. It 120% qualifies because there's nothing else that makes it a Christmas movie.
what
other
day
than
did
the fact that,
Groundhog's Day happen?
On Groundhog Day.
Oh, it was on Groundhog's Day?
Exactly,
Oh, but that was winter. I was
Yeah.
like, if that's Christmas, that's not a Christmas movie, is it?
dude. And so on the first Die Hard movie, 7 minutes in, they're playing Christmas in Hollis. 7 minutes in, that's a Christmas.
They
movie.
set the tone right
Yeah.
out the gate.
right out of the gate.
This is gonna be a Christmas movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a
This is
Christmas
a
movie.
huge debate. I mean, it can go on for hours.
It's
but
cute that people think it's a debate because really it's just me telling people that like it happened during Christmas and
That's
if you,
that's the issue
if
though.
you-
Your qualifier. When I say Christmas movie, I don't have to say it happened during Christmas. It
so
is
what Christmas movie
intrinsically.
doesn't happen during Christmas?
I don't have the information, but I can assure you, there's at least one or two. Did Home
It
Alone
can't
happen
exist.
on Christmas,
Yes.
or was it no?
Yes.
Was it Christmas Day, or was
Well,
it the
so
week
none
of
of them,
Christmas?
None of the movies are all Christmas Day. It's
I-
always
there
it's
are
always,
plenty of
it's
movies
always-
on Christmas
No, it's
Day.
always the week leading up, and then someone just flies
the
in.
holiday
They're meeting the
season,
in-laws, and like, and then of course, and then they meet their hometown
The climax
honey,
has to be, like,
the
the
one that
So
they,
wait,
they
before
forgot
so
about.
the only movie we've talked about that happens on Christmas is Die Hard.
It's the most
and
Christmas
you're
of them
calling
all.
that
It is the most Christmas movie of them all.
every single Christmas movie never happens on Christmas.
Actually,
that
The
was your
Grinch
whole
happens
point.
on Christmas.
Grinch does happen on Christmas.
No, it's always like a week before. It's like
Yeah,
the in-laws
but Die Hard
fly
is
in.
Christmas.
You
It's
know,
December 25th, right?
yes.
I'm just saying.
I think so, right?
just saying,
No,
the
I
only
mean,
movie-
no, but it's a Christmas party at the office, so
It is-
it might not
yeah,
be.
it could be. It could be. Yeah,
It could
Who
be,
ha-
like-
yeah, you wouldn't have an office Christmas party on Christmas.
Unless
Day.
you're Satan.
Yeah, you'd have
Yeah,
to be a terrible
Yeah, this
individual.
place would be closed.
Okay. The
Yeah,
issue
yeah.
is I'm arguing from a perspective of I've never seen the movie, and I don't like calling a movie that's
I'm telling
definitely
you,
not Christmas.
I'm telling you, you're gonna
values.
watch it and you're gonna be like, I gotta put some ornaments up.
I'm gonna
somewhere.
come back next podcast and be like, guys, I just want to apologize.
Look,
Die Hard is fully a
I
Christmas
didn't
movie.
understand.
I was ill-informed.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll just need a written apology. It's not a big
yeah,
deal.
I'll sign it. I won't write it because my handwriting is horrendous, but I'll type it up for you
Yeah,
and
type
just
it up.
like
Yeah.
sign it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to the viewers who
That'll work.
the 6 of you who are on my side and the 458 of you who are not.
Well,
So
There's-
mantis shrimps, have you ever
so mantis shrimps are crazy. Those guys are cool. What's these
I'm not-
guys
so
all
I
about?
don't. I think there's multiple types of mantis shrimp. There is the
The punching.
punching type of mantis shrimp, and then there's like the normal. I think
I think
they
there's a
have
grabbing.
yeah, they have regular claws, but I don't think they grab near as much.
No, I think they grab more like a praying mantis.
Why aren't these?
Oh, like they wrap kind of grab.
Like, you know,
why aren't these little babies on the menu? Come on.
So they're not. I assume actually you could eat a mantis shrimp. It looks like it has a lobster-esque tail. Mantis shrimp have a punch that is so quick and so strong that it creates a vacuum behind the fist, and that. So like if you pulled up a video, they crack open clamshells. That's why they are like that's like their biggest thing. They break shells. They just. Yeah, so they'll come out of their little jobby, they'll see what they want, and then they'll just knock the shit out of it with their little boxing claw fucking things
Whoa.
that they got going on.
yeah, they got little clubs for.
Yeah, and they
claws.
move so fast and so hard that
Dude,
it
they should-
creates a cavity behind it, and then when that implodes, it just adds to the force of
Yeah,
the
that's
hit.
actually I think what cracks the shell.
Yo.
It's
Yeah.
not the hit itself.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm
the
just
hit,
gonna
it's the-
say, dude, they look delicious.
They're so colorful. It's so cool. They look incredible. And the other cool thing about them, they can see in so many more wavelengths than we can. A mantis shrimp can see, I think, what's three?
Well,
They've got
no,
4
so-
cones per eye or
No,
whatever.
We've got three
Three.
different color sensing
Yes.
cells. The mantis shrimp has like 17.
Oh, it's that many.
Yes.
Okay. So they can see infrared,
This guy
X-ray,
can see
not
smells.
X-ray. I'm sorry. Yeah, they can see so many things that we couldn't even comprehend.
I'm gonna pee.
But it's just like it's
find me a video of this thing punching
yeah,
something.
yeah. Find it
I'm
because
gonna go
it's
pee.
incredible. It makes that kind of noise, and it like you can keep them as pets, but I would worry
Don't
about
tap
the
on
glass.
the glass.
Yeah, I would worry about them punching the glass. They have the capability. There you go, crabs. Exactly. They just knock a crab out like in one foul swoop. It's right into a crab. Like, I'm sorry for the viewers. I don't know what you're going to be able to see with this, but just do your own mantis shrimp
Whatever video
research.
we're watching sucks.
Yeah, this is not a good one. I've seen numerous. You and I have both watched a video. I think it was, ironically, I think it was a Zafrank video.
There we go. Poor guy went flying.
Yeah, right. They just come up. It just bodies a crab.
The dramatic slow mo.
Yeah, it just I don't know what about it. I don't know if it's a fluid. I think are they fluid filled muscles or is it a
Like hydraulic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like is it a release mechanism? I don't know what the hell it is, but it's just so violent and it looks like a little lobster. It doesn't I wouldn't call this a shrimp, so to speak.
It's mantis lobster.
It's a weird looking lobster, but it just smacks crabs and clams or whatever it wants to eat. It just
Oh, it knocked his arm clean off.
oh my god. I don't know the exact force, but it's way more force than like normal other creatures would have. Like I mean, I bring it up because I like them. I think they're crazy looking
God, didn't
animals.
someone say it has like the same force of like a 22 long rifle or something?
Exactly. That's too much for an animal to hold. Yeah. What's the punch force? There you go. And all. Yum. Oh my god. 1,500 newtons of force in 10 centimeters, 4 inches long.
No, it
Oh
can
no,
see
that's the
cancer.
full length of it. So then
No,
what's
1,500 newtons is the force of the punch.
per punch? Okay. I mean that's too
Can
much.
we put this in
Like,
American terms?
Yeah, I don't know what newtons are.
Newtons
per se.
doesn't translate to something I know off the top
Use
of my head.
1,500 newtons. 2 pounds per square inch, I guess.
40,000 feet per second.
I think that's just the.
Oh, that's the movement of it.
I think that's just them filming it at 40K.
No. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. 40 FPS.
That's, frames per
I'm
second.
it is the fastest punch of any animal. I think the trapjaw ant is another one of those animals that just has like incredible speed to it.
You find this thing punch or something yet?
Nah, we're trying. The video that we found was just not good enough.
Well, we know that
It
they
didn't-
punch stuff.
Yeah, it knocked the shit out of a crab. I mean,
Yeah, that's
it
sick.
perpendicular to crabs. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Hallmark thing reminds me because
Here we go.
those
Oh, yeah,
movies.
he's rearing up. Oh, come on. man.
Those Hallmark movies are like so bad.
They are
Like,
bad.
the
I'm not
acting-
gonna.
the
I'm not
acting's
sitting here
so bad.
advocating for Hallmark
But,
movies. I
dude,
think they're terrible. But
It reminds me of there's so many Facebook videos like these like
that's the level of a Hallmark video.
like there's so many people who like they like try to like make these like fake videos where like someone's coming out of McDonald's to give them food and they're like, can I like buy a food for like my kid or like I'll,
like a
I'll,
Darman
yeah, and
video
then
or
they give them like
something,
10
yeah.
grand and it's like, what are you doing? This is like the fakest acting and they're like, oh hi, like how are you?
I hate
like
that stuff so
dude, like
much.
who are those videos for? And then
That's
why do they have
always
so
the
many
question.
views?
People who don't question it,
Dude, it's
like all the
insane.
prank videos. 90% of prank videos are
Oh
fake.
my
It's all
God.
actors. It's
Staged.
all staged.
I know.
So
And
it's like
so much. And it's cringy. And
yeah,
like,
it
people
is
love
cringy. It. was cool at first until you started finding out, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh.
but there's a
this
large
is annoying.
collection of people on Facebook who
Yeah.
are just loving these videos, and it I don't understand.
Facebook
You
people.
brought up the Darman videos. Like I've seen those and I've seen the comments. Like,
Darman?
oh, it's such a wonderful human being.
Well,
blah,
it's
blah,
like
blah.
you and
just
I
like,
when I went to a tangent. This pissed me off so much. I don't know if he's gonna remember it. There's these videos online of people removing barnacles from the back of turtle shells.
Oh, yeah.
These are freshwater turtles with saltwater barnacles attached to their back. And I'm watching these videos and I'm like, those look glued on. Like they don't look real at all.
Yeah, like
and
this
it's
is a
full blown fake. Like these
animal
people
cruelty.
just catching
Yeah.
a turtle, hot glue,
Hot glue
or whatever glue.
Which,
a
by the
fucking-
way, turtles have nerve endings
Yes.
in their shell. This would
Yeah.
burn like
This
hell.
is-
They
That's
can
what I'm saying. This is
feel
animal
this.
cruelty.
It's,
This
it
is
is animal
100%
cruelty.
animal cruelty.
And they make thousands. I apologize to make the connection between Darman video comments and these kind of comments.
Right.
But the comments I'm reading are like, "Thank God this guy saved the turtle. Thank God this guy was
Yeah,
there."
that's what I'm saying.
And it's like,
It's-
no, this monster caught a turtle, glued a bunch
Yeah.
of shit to it, and was like,
Threw it
"Look
back
at me
in."
helping."
Glued like plastic aquarium shit to the back of this turtle. And he's got a knife and he's scraping it
Yeah,
off.
he's just prying it off of these turtles, and you're like,
yeah.
dude, like
Yeah,
all
dude.
for
It's-
views.
it's
And
all-
it's getting it's
it's
doing
working.
the exact thing
Yeah.
that he wants. It's getting
Yeah.
the views, it's getting the positive comments.
Yeah.
And for what? It's you tortured an animal for
Yeah.
your hundreds
Luckily,
of thousands
that only
of
lasted
views.
for like a month before everyone seemed to catch
Yeah.
on. Like
But
a
then
bunch of videos
that
came
goes
out.
into the Darman videos too. Like to bring it back to what you were talking about, those comments are like just brain dead people. Like
Yeah.
That's some NPC behavior.
it is straight NPC behavior. I'm going off topic, baby. I'm going
Okay.
off script.
NPC.
Yeah, I saw this in the topic
Gang,
list.
gang.
NPC people. Have you guys seen like the Miles Morales NPC guy? The guy that like he does a thing, like he'll stream. You send
Look
the
it up.
certain thing,
no,
and he
it's
does the.
exactly what we're talking about.
Oh.
Yeah, it's what you guys wanted to talk about.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
yeah, I moved it right into that. So there's this guy. He's like the Spider-Man Miles Morales. It's
Well, that's his theme.
That's his theme.
Oh no.
So he goes on, he says the things. Well, the cops came up to him the one time, and they're like, "Hey, you can't be doing this here or whatever." And one of his lines is, "You're really starting to piss me off." I guess that's something Spider-Man or Miles Morales says, but he doesn't. It wasn't a thing that somebody sent in. He straight up was looking at the camera, doing his little, "Oh my god," whatever the
Jesus.
NPC people do,
Yeah.
and then looks directly at the cops and goes, "You're really starting to piss me off, bud," and does like the NPC movements and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yo.
if I was that cop,
Yo.
you're going down.
Yeah,
I'm
you get
sorry.
tased. I'm tasing you.
I don't care. That's
Yeah.
that's above and beyond. Like, but to talk about the topic, I hate everything about this streaming NPC
Is
thing.
that still a thing, or has that finally died?
No, I think it's.
No,
I
dude.
saw this
I
video
think,
recently, so it
what's-
has to be.
Yeah, that's the thing is like what's crazy is that it's working, and then what's crazy is that there's people who are like on the other side of the.
Did we touch on this before?
I
don't
know,
think
we
so.
haven't.
It was unchecked. I saw it.
Yeah, we have not checked it off the box.
I know we've talked about it plenty of times.
Yeah, off the podcast, you and I have had plenty of discussion.
Yeah.
But like the fact that it's even working, and the fact that there's people on the other end of that screen that are like
Yeah.
submitting money.
I am
So it
less
comes-
mad
this person
at
say
the people
something.
doing it. I am more mad at the people enabling
facilitating.
it.
That's what I'm saying,
So
is that
this,
there's
like,
someone
I've
else-
always had a and look, I like Twitch. I like Twitch streamers, but I do find some random guy tipping hundreds of dollars to a dude playing video games kind of strange. I know
Weird.
it's their job. I know that's why they're on Twitch. They're there to
and
make
like good for them.
money.
Good for them. It's
Exactly.
working.
And I
Yeah.
have no issues with that. I do find issues like you're saying where the people who have this disposable income that are just.
Or maybe
I get
not.
it. You want to watch your favorite streamer and you want to support that. I totally get that. But there becomes like when you become the paycheck, like you are the guy, you're the sole, not sole per se, but like you're one of the main contributors or whatever to this particular person. That to me is odd. Like you're basically just hired an entertainment. You hired a jester.
Yeah.
Like this is your jester.
Is this stuff like kind of international? I think that might be why it's so successful. And so I think that like the most success and like where like most of the revenue is coming from is like other countries.
But that also goes to why are these.
I don't know.
That's fair. A lot of the subscribers do have very American sounding messages to send to the streamers. They're not like open Bob, like, Chauvagine.
Yeah, so I mean, I like to think that there wasn't, because like, I mean, I don't know, there's tons of stuff to do in America. You know what I mean? There's tons of things to spend your money on.
That's my thing.
Yeah,
it's
so like there's definitely like a lot of those like internet cafes.
I can understand with a Twitch streamer who dedicates something,
and honestly, they deserve the money. The
I
dedication
can understand
they're giving.
Somebody paying for that because that takes like an amount of effort. I'm not going to try to belittle him, but I'm also going to say that my job's probably harder.
Yes, absolutely.
But they're actually doing something and they are providing like tangible entertainment. But these NPC streams, like, bro, you can go load up your favorite video game and just spam like the talk to person button and get the same thing, or go boot up Fortnite and spam the emote button.
Yeah, I don't.
It's the same shit.
I don't understand the NPC streams at all. I will say one of the funniest things that I've seen. It's not an NPC stream at all, but it's what they should have been. There's this Deadpool game, I assume, where you get the. I wish I had more information, and I'm gonna sound super dumb. But there's a game, you're Deadpool, Wolverine's dead on the ground, and you're smacking the shit out of him. As a player, you get the option to keep smacking him or stop. In this game...
That's it? And then it costs money?
No. This is a video... No. That's not the game. This is a portion of the game. It just so happens Wolverine's on the ground. Your objective is to probably just smack him once and be like, all right, we're done. Like, you keep progressing the story. But... they made it. They filmed or they recorded a ton of voice lines for specifically that scene. So you can sit there and smack Wolverine for like 50, 60 smacks, and there is a voice line for each of them. And that is, to me, that is the NPC experience that I want. I want to be a player in a game that gets to control some dumb sayings.
And it doesn't cost you money.
It doesn't. I don't have to tip for this.
I see what you're saying.
I get to spend 10 minutes of my time being the player in control. That's, I think, the correlation I'm trying to make is like these the watchers that watch the streams, they are the players in control. They send the thing forward.
Well, that's the premise.
The person does it. Exactly. They get the give and receive.
Yeah, but where the money's really coming from is that one chick who's like... just
gang.
Yeah, gang.
What do you mean one
strong
chick?
woman.
Well, she was...
No.
She's the big one, though.
She's
the one that...
one of the big ones.
She was one of the first, I think.
Yeah,
probably.
But she's getting, like...
I'm telling you, this Miles Morales one, that dude was making money.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting like 10 grand a week. I mean, it's just like insane. Of just off people like just making her say like gang.
Right.
Strong woman.
Strong woman.
Repeat phrases in the same context and
yes.
Yes.
Ice cream, so
what
good.
What about that is enjoyment? To me, the enjoyment aspect comes from I'm wasting your time.
Yeah.
Well, I think that would be the only enjoyment
but you're paying
for
it.
me.
Yeah,
That's fair. That's fair. I don't mind paying to waste somebody
Yeah, I think like
else's
the whole topic point of that is that it's like there's someone out there who's like retaining value from doing that so much where they want to spend money to see that happen.
That's my issue.
And like again, like we've talked about this before, is like the culture issue that is happening. Like the culture rot.
If you're paying money to
rot.
these NPC
Why?
streams, stop.
Please stop.
Seek help.
Like for us. Like please stop. And if you are spending money on these NPCs, we would love for you to spend money
Look,
here.
Personally, I can see myself. I'm gonna go full blown. If I'm torqued up enough, if I'm in the right mood, I can send $5, no more, to one of these streams to see them say something I want them to say.
Sure.
for a control aspect. I don't know if that's like a negative personality trait. I'm sure everybody's like, holy fuck, this narcissistic fuck. Like,
yeah, but what you're
just
saying
want
is that like
that.
you're like
that's the most. And
Yeah.
then after that, I'm never watching the stream again. Like, I just want to.
yeah, you get to kind of put your like little input
Right.
in.
I get
You're-
to
you're
be
kinda,
the
like,
one in control for a second.
creating
I just don't see
something
the value
for
in
for a
I,
second.
that the only value is that $5.
Yeah,
that
and even for me, it's not
$5
worth $5.
yeah, it's not.
It's not, which is
It's
why
not.
I've never gone on one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I'm talking.
But that's
I
the
was
only-
in the right mood.
That's the only
right
aspect
setting.
where you could see like, all right, look, $5. You're kind of watching this
What's
thing. You're like,
$5?
no, you know what? It should go this way. Like, let's do
You're
it.
right.
Like, yeah, like,
But that's the
fucking
issue,
$5.
is, like-
Like, I want to see like the
So,
video go the way I want it
with
to. Yeah.
certain, you know what? It's not the NPC streams. It's other streams. You tip $5 to another streamer, you'll get an actual human reaction.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna backpedal a little bit and say that I don't think I would spend the $5
Yeah.
to have a pre
Yeah.
pre-scripted
Yeah.
thing. I'm not. You know what? That sucks because I'm not in control in that
No,
situation.
you're not.
It's like,
Yeah,
I'm just picking one of like a thing.
No, the
So-
only time I've ever donated money to like any streamer is because like
I
I'm
like them.
supporting them.
Yeah, exactly. So like
Right.
Boxy, I've probably subscribed once or twice to Boxy because I love watching
Shout
him
out to
play
Boxy.
Sea of Thieves. Yeah, he's like an incredible Sea of Thieves player.
Yeah.
He's enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
I will just subscribe, but to be completely honest, it's so I don't have to see ads. It's
Right.
not because I want to personally.
I want him to acknowledge my
Right.
subscription.
I
Yeah,
don't try.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't throw
He
a
knows
message
me.
in there. Yeah, exactly. I don't throw a message in there or nothing.
Yeah.
I just want to. I want to subscribe so I
Yeah.
don't have to see ads. I hope that my $5 or whatever dollars goes towards bettering his life.
Yeah, just
but it's not
supporting
like
supporting the content that he has.
But
Yeah,
I don't
of
want to pay
course.
for anything that he
Yeah,
does.
yeah, yeah.
Like that's at
Right,
the
right,
end
right,
game.
right,
I don't
yeah.
want to be the
And like,
benefit.
dude, but
like,
that's Twitch.
That's-
you know,
that's-
and I
well,
feel like
Twitch
that's
Twitch,
the normal Twitch
yeah,
policy.
but like I think that like Twitch, I get it for sure, and I get it. Like I know for a fact, like I don't play video games, but I'll be honest, like I just doing like stuff with the podcast, whatever. Like I was down here, didn't have service, and I downloaded that Car X drifting game.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I was like, "Brr," and like an hour had gone by, and I was like, what happened?
Right.
What happened?
What did I do with
What
myself?
did I just do
Yeah.
for that hour? And I was like so stuck in this little like racing game, and I was like, I got to be done, you know. So it's just like one of those things. Like I know that these games are like very contagious and like they're very addicting, and
that's what
it's
it is.
so engaging. And you know that's just like one game, but like if I were to keep going, you know, and then like things get harder in these games, you're like, well, I want to like learn how to like get past this, and like there's all of this content where people are
Free
showing you
YouTube
how you
content.
get past that, and like and it's also it's like if you're so kind of like into that game and then you see someone else do it really really well, you're like, wow, like
That's
real
me in Sea of
real
Thieves.
recognized
Yep,
real.
that's me in
Like
Sea
I
of
kind of want to
Thieves.
just like see how it's done professionally, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
like in the same sense, because like I've given plenty of people crap for playing video games, but at the same time, like I understand like how football works, right? So like we all like love to play football,
Yep.
whatever, passing the old pigskin around. But like, what's better than watching like the elite of the elite of the United States play football? Like it's
But in that
it's
same
NFL.
vein, though, do you not sit there and go, "I could do better"? Like, there's that little piece of you that's like, "I would have made that catch."
Like, dude,
I wouldn't have run that play.
it's like how was he not running faster?
Right.
How did he not make it?
this guy get paid
Yeah.
millions of dollars
Yeah,
a day.
pick up-
I could
pick
run
up
that
the
play.
pace, bud. Yeah, no, but it's the same aspect, you know. Like people,
Yeah.
you know, I think people like lose that the connection between like video games and like real sports when they're watching them. But it's very similar in the way
To a
of,
degree,
like,
yeah.
to where like you know like you can't play as good as you people and playing on like football fields.
Yeah, you also
Or
can't
baseball
play as good
fields
as
or
that
soccer.
Twitch streamer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. But you want to watch.
Yeah, I
So
enjoy
I mean,
watching.
because I gave a lot of people crap for a long time for like
I
watching
did too.
people play video games. I'm like, why don't you just watch it? They're like, well, why don't you just play football?
Why don't you just play the game?
And I'm like,
why are you
you
watching somebody
you
play? it? Yeah.
motherfucker, you got
Because
me.
that takes effort.
You're
and
right.
I'm
It takes
lazy.
a lot. I
Yeah,
can sit my
yeah.
lazy happy ass
Yeah.
down and watch
And I
an
was like,
hour
yeah,
of somebody play
NFL
the
is a
game that I like.
multi-million-dollar industry,
Yeah.
and we all watch. Yeah.
Then
but
I
the-
hop on. I try and hop on and excuse me, sir.
Why are you moving?
Because I don't know how much room you have.
Yeah, we should probably keep that like other one open to like make a little exit.
There's nothing back here. This is a wall. But like, you know, I will sit there and
Yeah, I mean, you could probably just go up, or you could just let the dogs out if you want. I don't know.
the dogs smelled me, so
Yeah,
they're there.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Just walk straight to the bathroom. You're
What's
fine.
the one? The heterochromia dog?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
Waylon.
Waylon?
Yeah,
He
the
was
two
not
different color
happy about
eyes.
me. Yeah,
Yeah,
he wasn't happy.
Yeah,
He didn't do anything. But...
Funny side story while Adrian's gone.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we'll
might
pick
as
back
well.
up on this whole NPC thing. But so what happened was, so they're both of our dogs are rescues.
Okay.
But they both like
Appreciate
carry.
that.
Yeah, like but exactly. Yeah, thank
Yep.
you. But they both carry like totally different personalities, and you know, like
For
Chloe
sure. Can see that.
Yeah, so like Chloe's always been like super protective, but at the same time, you know, she's gonna be 7 this year.
Okay.
So, so she's met a lot of people.
I was about to say because she.
Yeah, and she just had like a very natural progression of like meeting people
Yeah.
and like new people coming into the house, and so Waylon never had that.
Oh,
so
okay.
when
He
we
wasn't-
got Waylon.
She was born into it.
Right.
She was molded
yeah.
by it.
Yeah. I was born in darkness. So now, but I'm getting to is that Waylon never really got that. So he's only
Okay.
2. And last year, Holly and I flew to Oregon, where I proposed. Shout out to my
Nice,
fiance.
yeah. Good proposal. Hope somebody got a good video.
Yeah.
of
So
that.
when we left, we couldn't take the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So I had my friend who had met the dogs once before at a
They were
barbecue.
lightly familiar.
Lightly, very lightly. And like what
Lightly.
I didn't realize was how many people were there, and like our dogs probably didn't really notice him. But I was like, yeah, they met him. They definitely like pet him. You know what I mean? Like my
Gotta
friend's
be best friends by now.
my friend's a nice guy. He's a dog guy. You know, he was up for it. You know,
Yeah.
he was like, whatever. I'll stay at the house. It was all cool. So Waylon has a kennel, which we call his clubhouse, because he loves it. He just loves his little
That's
kennel.
how
So
Nova
it's
was,
really
my
a
cat.
it's a
Yeah,
clubhouse
She started
for him.
climbing into her little thing that I transported from my parents to my house.
Yeah.
Like she loved it for the
Yeah.
first little bit. And I was like, you do
Cool.
you. Yeah,
you just sleep in it.
You're
so
right.
like, so he sleeps in it, and when he when we left in the middle of the night, so it was like we had a red eye.
Yep.
So we were like, all right, good night, buddy. And we put him in there. And then,
We won't be here when you wake up, but you don't know
at
that.
7 a.m. when we normally would be up, my buddy came to the
Somebody
house,
else, yeah.
opened up his clubhouse, his kennel, opened it up, and was like pumped to see
Yeah,
us.
what's up,
and he was
Waylon?
like, I
Yeah.
can't wait to see like my dad and my mom, and then just jumped up onto the bed because it's next to our bed, looked at him. And was
Did
like,
the back of the little
yeah,
back right here? Yeah,
dude.
yup.
Yeah, and then
Yup.
just ran to the door. And he was like, I didn't know what was going to happen. I let him out. Dude, and of course it was pouring rain. And you know our backyard is pretty
Yep.
big. Like, he's in like the very back corner barking
Oh,
from the
how do
back
you
corner.
get him? Yeah,
so he's
yeah.
like, nothing's going to hurt me from here. And like, that dude, like, literally, like,
40
he
yards out.
called me, and I'm like, I'm ready to cry.
Yeah, right.
Like, dude, like, I
don't
feel
know.
terrible,
Yeah,
like
yep.
for him, but like really for my dog.
Also, at the
I'm
same
like,
time,
yeah. my little
This
boy,
poor guy is
my
dealing
little
with
boy.
a total stranger.
Yeah.
Mom and dad aren't home.
and like my little boy's under attack. My little boy's under attack. You know, so it was rough, dude. And so he tried to get cool with him. Wouldn't
Yeah.
work. He was late to work that morning. He's like, dude,
Trying
I don't
to-
know what
yeah,
to
exactly,
do.
yeah.
He's like, he's just loose in your house. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't
Can't
know.
get him to do what you do.
Yeah,
He's not
so-
having it. So.
yeah. So I ended up being like, dude, like, I don't know, like,
I'm in Oregon.
I'm gonna have to fly home. And so I called my neighbor, our neighbor on this side. Like, they have kids,
Yeah.
and the kids love the dogs, and like they're very interactive with them. So they came over to just kind of help and just like kind of
so
calm
they're
them down.
familiar with Waylon?
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes...
So they came over and they were cool, and that was like how it was, and it
You can
didn't.
probably hear him.
Yeah, yeah. So it just didn't work out, and I was like, "Dude, you're good. My bad."
Right.
I think I don't know, but my neighbors ended up watching the dogs. Like, they just came over like after work, and that's just how we usually do, you know. And they just let them out, and they played with them, you
Yeah.
know, and like they got to like play with Tink the bunny,
But at
you know,
least,
and stuff.
At
so
least it was like a more familiar thing.
yeah,
like, they
and
were,
so he
like,
was
coaxed
fine.
him back
He was
inside.
totally
Yeah.
fine. He was
But
like
stranger danger.
Yeah, but that was his
Totally get
first
that.
time having that stranger danger, dude, and he's never lost it. He can't.
He's
do
never
it.
had not mom and dad
Dude,
right
he
next
can't
to
do
him.
it.
Yeah.
You know, and like what's funny is that like my mom has come over for Christmas, you know, every year, and like for Thanksgiving and just to hang out.
Yeah, but she was over before.
But she's
the
met
initial,
many
like,
times with
trauma.
us. Yeah, with us. Both the dogs have met my mom, and her mom and all the parents, of course. So like it's all normal, you know. But like now everybody else who comes over, like even if we're all there, they're just like, who the fuck?
I don't know you.
Yeah, dude. So like he is
That's
just
my purse. I don't know you.
Yeah. So he. Yeah. So he's when it comes to like people, he's crazy. Now it's wild. Like anyone shows up, it doesn't matter who it is. Like
He was
Amazon,
chill.
whatever.
He came up, he smelled me.
Yeah.
He gave the whole thing, and
Yeah.
then did this step back and was like, "I don't fuck with you."
Yeah, no,
Like,
that's
No,
how
he
it is.
wants to love. He
Yeah.
wants.
I
that.
could see he did.
Yeah.
He came up. He's like, "I hope this is a good smell."
Yeah.
Wasn't a good smell to him, I guess,
Yeah.
or whatever, and was like, I don't know. Cat.
It's just. I
There's
think.
some
I think
cat.
what it was is that he's like. I think what it is he's smelling. He's like, "Do I know you?"
Right.
He smells you and then goes,
This is not
"I
a
don't know
familiar
you."
smell.
Yeah, and then
I
like,
don't know about dogs, but I know people can like up in the Ram up here. We got I think
Yeah.
40 some odd thousand smells
Yeah.
that we can immediately recognize and it'll trigger
Ooh.
memories and stuff. I don't know the
Interesting.
full math on that, but I know for me at least, like this is anecdotal for sure, but like I have smelled things that remind me of childhood
Oh
specifically.
yeah, everyone does that.
Right.
Just watch your hand.
And then,
Nah,
okay,
he's
sorry.
fine. It's fine.
And then, well, because it's only blocking you, but I'm on screen right now. But like, you know, as a kid, we've all gone past. I'm sorry, as an adult, we've all gone past something and smelled it, and like, it sparks that memory.
That was
and you
a
try to
lyric
like.
in a 21 Pilots song.
Was it?
Yeah, he was talking about if he could like
Oh, the candle. Yeah. Yep.
if he could make that smell into a candle and stuff,
Yep.
but he'd only sell one to his brother.
to his brother. Exactly, and that's the same way. I'd be like to just my siblings. I'd be like,
Yeah, this is nostalgic to us.
yeah,
Everyone's like,
this
"What the
makes
hell is
sense.
that?"
This smells like old row home Philly, like
yeah.
back alley fun. Like
What the fuck is ethanol? The E85 candle? They should sell
that Elmer's glue smell of all the buses running as you go to your. I don't know about you guys. So like in high school for
Chloroform?
me, you'd walk out at the end of the day. There was a row. It was probably like 3 buses wide, but they only put 2 in there at a time, obviously, because kids had to get in there. But there'd be 30 some odd buses lined up, just idling. And,
The
like
diesel,
you'd
baby.
walk out there, and you're like, "Yep, cancer." Like,
Yeah.
No,
just
you're like that smells like
immediately.
home. I'm going home.
Yeah,
it smells
that's
like going
exactly
home.
what that was.
But for
Yeah, but you're
me,
right. There's
I
a
don't
smell.
know what it was, but for every single time I've walked out to those, it reminded me of Elmer's glue. I don't know what it
Doesn't
is.
smell anything like Elmer's glue.
You can say that right now, but somebody's gonna be like, "Dude, I fucking relate to that."
Hold
Like,
up. Shout out to my friend Patrick. I don't know where you are today. Don't even follow you, bruh. Dude, this guy, love him to death, but he sat next to me in class. The desks that had like the cubby underneath of the desk.
the little Kubi thing. down
And he would steal the glue, the white Elmer's glue, and he would like open it up, pour it into like the pencil tray,
here. I was about to say the little pencil tray
and
underneath
he
there.
would cover his hands with it.
Would he
And then
rub them together and make
yup,
the bouncy ball?
No, just
Oh.
rub them together, and then he'd have it all over his hands, and he would just sit there with his hands like on his lap, and he'd let it dry. And then once it was all dry, he would just peel it off. And by the time he peeled it off, that was the end of class, and he went
Oh,
home.
so it was like a timed thing.
Yep, he just needed something to do. And I was like, yeah,
I mean,
I would
that's-
watch him do that. I would like
That's
go
a
through
semi-normal
school.
child thing. Like maybe not his whole process, but like getting the glue on your fingers and peeling it off. Like
Well, yeah, I
tons
mean,
of people did that.
Oh, yeah, but no one's no. You use glue. You get glue on your hands. You're not going to leave the glue.
No, I mean
on
I
there.
know some kids that definitely would have just smeared it on their hands and left it on there. Like that's a common like trope actually.
Okay. Well,
But I did also take the Elmer's glue and like
it was
pour
the first and only time ever that happened to me, and I had never seen it before.
I think I've even done it, like, and I'd go up to my friends and be like, I think something's wrong, and just start peeling it off.
Yep. Okay. No. Well, I guess it's not as crazy as I thought. I mean, shout out to my friend Patrick, but
Congratulations, you're probably normal, unless I'm also a weird one. Just as
I mean,
likely.
I gotta admit that was like the first and only time, and he did it every day.
I mean, that's a bit weird.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He spent his day that way. Like, instead of doing classwork, he was like,
I'm just gonna peel Elmer's glue off me.
Peel some Elmer's glue off. Yeah.
But I mean, I used to put them in like, do you remember the little pencil box things?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I used to take
Plastic
Elmer's
cases,
glue
yeah.
and just like pour it in the center, little rectangle, and then I
Okay.
would take like markers and do that and make them all like colorful and like whatnot, and then I'd let it dry and peel it out and have like a homemade bookmark or something.
Whoa.
And I remember a couple of like the other kids in class were like, "Oh, can you make me one?"
Yeah.
Sure, give me some Elmer's glue.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah,
Very interesting.
I don't.
Little entrepreneur, weren't you?
Yeah, I should have charged money for that.
Yeah. What happened?
I don't know. I was like 9. I don't think I really had a concept of money.
Yeah. Well, a lot going on up there. I guess we don't just call this we'll just wait for Fluff to get back. Calling this a pee break.
Sit there for years.
Hell yeah.
I have a couple in my fridge that I'm afraid to touch. The sours, I drank them a year after I bought them. I did a ton of research. Like, it's okay so long as it doesn't taste bad. And they didn't. They tasted fine. So I was like, and I was good. I do have some, I think there's a local brewery. I think it's Black Locust. They had these, like they're fruity ales. It's like it's not a champagne ale, but it's like I wish I knew how to describe it better, but they called it Cristal Ale, kind of, I think. And I don't know how those fare in time, because they're the ones, they're front and center, right in the fridge.
They're right there.
One's missing, because I tasted one. It was okay. Wasn't my favorite, but I still
Do we
think...
still have any Sly Foxes buried back there?
Nah.
'Cause
Oh,
if we did, they're
maybe.
ancient.
Yeah, I wouldn't drink a Sly Fox at this point.
Yeah, I would say like, dude, Sly Fox is the shit.
Sly Fox is
Yeah.
amazing. I have... This is podcast material, but
Yeah.
I appreciate
Now
Slodcast.
I'll call
We
it
might
time.
as
I'll
well
call
be
it time
back.
in.
Time back in.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know what we were talking about.
Yeah, we're
but
back from the pee break here.
Sly Fox makes a 360 open top where you just the whole
lid
top here
Oh,
comes off.
sick.
And I like chugging beer.
Yeah.
So it basically gives you a cup of beer to
Yeah.
chug out of.
Dude.
So much easier.
Maybe
than
we're
this.
giving everyone like that thing, but why not? Why not make it like a tuna can? But bro,
Right.
tuna
It just-
cans have
it
that the
pops, so
same
that's what
tab.
It makes a
has.
satisfying
it's
pop
the same
noise.
Yeah, same tab. You just like go
What?
and peel it
Hold
open.
on, actually. So
Because
I don't
dude,
know.
there's a my
pull it
buddy's
up,
got it. Shout out Tyler. He's got it. It's like this little thing that you just like spin around a beer can.
Oh, and it pulls it off.
yeah, and it does that.
I have some like animal friends that just chew this off.
Whoa.
Evidently, it's not that hard to just chew the top off of a beer, and then you've got a cup
Shout
of beer.
out.
Right. Do Sly Fox 360 open cans. There you go. Perfect.
Oh, sick.
I don't, to be completely honest, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know what you popping the
Hell's
top,
Lager.
how that creates the whole top opening. I guess it's closer to the
It's
edge.
just-
It's perforated.
dude, it's-
all
Oh,
the
it
way
is.
around
It
the
is.
edge.
It's
Yeah,
right
dude.
there on the edge. Yeah. So
yeah,
it
dude, just like a tuna can.
Yeah,
because
it
like
just-
that's like big
There you
big
go.
lunch guy here. But like
Yeah.
I like
Yeah, they're
I
perfect.
love like tuna and like canned chicken. Mm-hmm. Same thing, dude. Just like the same little
pop
like
the little
pop
corner.
tab, and
Yeah.
you just go whoop and just pull the whole thing off.
Now I don't
Yeah.
know if Sly Fox does this for
That makes so
all
much
of
more
their
sense, dude,
beers,
'cause it's
but
like-
the Sly Fox, their lager.
The
I forget what
Hells.
it's called. The Hell's
Yeah.
Lager.
Which is my favorite from them.
It is so tasty. I look, Sly Fox, if you're listening, you
Come
guys
on.
could use.
Come on.
yeah, we're drinking. I mean, we'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do it here.
No, they do make unsponsored. They do make a really.
Have you been
good
out to the
golden lager.
brewery in
The Sly Fox
Malvern?
Brewery? Nope. I've
Yeah,
been to
dude, it's a
Victory's
nice
Brewery,
shop.
but I've never been to Sly Fox's.
Yeah, it's a nice spot, dude.
I only know Hell's, so I
Yeah,
don't
really
know
good
if I would
food.
like the rest of their stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's why I like Victory. Victory has some pretty
Dude,
decent food.
shout out to Victory. I mean, honestly, like Victory, I've already reached out, but I'm just saying. But no, dude, we're huge fans of Victory. We're down here in
absolutely.
Downingtown.
I
Like,
remember going
it's
there.
the shit, dude.
Yeah, as a younger,
Yeah, it's a cool
21-year-old,
spot and like really good food and like
Yup.
we just like to go and just sit at the bar.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
it's
all
like
that
kind of
well,
our
that's
thing.
why I like. So not to dox per se, but
Nah, I don't care.
Black Locust Brewery in Malvern.
Yeah,
They've got some incredible beers, and
Yeah.
they've got a really cool spot to sit
Yeah.
and they have like a normal bar spot, but the whole back wall is glass, and the whole brewery is brewer. Worcestershire.
Yeah, we got it.
Worcestershire. Like, the whole brewery is right back there, and it's so cool to look at. Like, it's like all the pipes and
Iron Hill's like
everything.
that too.
Exactly, Iron Hill's like that. I went to
Yeah.
one recently that was also like that.
Was
Dude,
Mackenzie's like that?
Remember from my
No, but they have like still scenery throughout the like the dining area. They've got big copper stills sitting there.
Was that
aren't
Mackenzie's
usable.
that we went to because it was near
Everything
where we
tasted
worked,
like copper,
and everything
Yes.
tasted like
everything
copper.
tasted like copper.
Remember
I'm
my
not trying
21st?
to fault Mackenzie's, but the one time we went, everything tasted like a copper still. Like it tasted like
It was
copper.
not great.
I've
Remember
never
my-
licked copper until that day. Like, I don't know what copper tastes like, but
It was that.
It
Yeah.
for sure was copper.
Remember on my 21st, you guys took me out
Yeah.
Where did
like
we go?
Everywhere.
in
We
Westchester.
bar crawled.
We bar crawled in West.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was 10 years ago. I'm sorry, but
9.
Yeah.
damn,
no,
hell yeah.
8.
So we probably
8
hit
years.
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
town
no, it was
in
like
which we live is plenty of bars. So like
yeah,
that's like the
yeah.
spot to
But
do
I
it,
mean,
yeah.
whatever. But you guys took me out to our local spots or whatever, and like went around town. But Iron Hill was one of those spots. I remember I sat
Yeah.
down.
Iron Hill was the last spot, I think.
Yeah.
The last stop.
When
Iron
I
Hill-
sat down. I got an old fashioned. and like
And
and I'm
wait,
just
hold on.
I'm drinking it.
I'm
and
gonna
then Adrian,
stop you right here. I would like to describe this story. So he's sitting there. He's drinking his old fashioned
for the first time. My
For
first
the very
ever.
first time. He's that 21-year-old. Orders the old fashioned. I don't know. Did they smoke it? Did they do where they had the glass over top and they smoked it?
I don't. It wasn't that fancy.
Okay,
No,
it's
no,
not,
no, no.
not
so.
to you per se.
Yeah, yeah.
But okay. I don't know. Did you ask him? I feel
Yeah,
like
I did. So yeah, we look over and he's drinking it. He's just kind of sipping on it. It's going a little slow.
and we asked him, "How do you feel? Like, how does that taste?" He's
I
like,
was just like, "How is it?" You're like, "Oh, it's awful.
awful.
It's everything I
It's
wanted."
everything I wanted. That part kills me to this day. It's awful.
I
It's
needed
everything
this.
I wanted. That is a 21-year-old's like experience of drinking. That's a 19. I'm not gonna advocate for illegal drinking. However,
Yeah,
I
that
was
was the
19 once.
experience.
Yeah,
Gonna
that was
say,
me. That
as
was
a
me,
6,
yeah.
you know, if I was a 16-year-old, that's how I would have reacted to alcohol.
It's
Yeah, dude.
terrible. It's everything I've ever wanted.
Dude, today, like, I'm now more of a whiskey drinker, and it all
Yeah.
came like after COVID. So like I got COVID, and like my taste buds changed.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
like so, after like losing taste for like
Why,
a
why
week
don't
or
you talk
two.
about how you figured out you lost your sense of
Yeah,
taste?
so I lost my sense of taste. So, but I like it's one of those things where like it came on so gradually, you know, and so I wasn't really sure. I had lost my taste completely, or like there was like some things I could taste and some things I couldn't taste.
That's
at
how
first.
I felt like I was with
Yeah,
smell.
just-
I don't know if I
yeah,
lost the taste.
I lost-
but my
I lost smell for
yeah.
sure.
I
Yeah,
stopped
yeah, yeah.
smelling like my fresh laundry didn't
Dude,
smell.
the
like
smell
anything.
was like a snap. It was
Yeah.
like I no longer smelled anything. Like it was like
Well,
this.
I wouldn't
like,
say the smell was a snap so much as the realization was a
Yeah.
snap. Like it,
Yeah.
I feel like as a person,
But it makes sense because you're always smelling.
you're
not
always smelling
tasting.
things,
You
right?
don't always have like a
so
taste.
it's like you don't really like if
Yeah.
you don't smell something, it's not a huge like epiphany,
Yeah.
so to speak. But
Yeah.
when you realize you don't
Yeah.
smell anything,
Yeah.
it's an
No, but
epiphany.
you
So, like-
realized you couldn't, like, you lost it completely when you spilled
yes.
some tequila.
Yeah. So,
ooh,
dude.
yeah, tequila's the one
yeah.
to go.
So Holly and I were making tequila sunrises.
Oh,
and
beautiful drink.
Yeah.
drink.
And so I'm just cleaning up afterwards, and I was like, had just like gotten some like some of the tequila like off of the countertop. I just kind of like
Well, you
like
saw,
wiped it. I thought
like,
it was
a clear
water.
liquid.
Yeah, I thought it was water. Right.
You smell the rat.
And then I smelled it, and then I tasted it, and then I was like, "Oh no!" And I was like, because I was just curious. I was like, "Can I taste it?" I was like, "I didn't take a shot at
Yeah,
tequila.
yeah.
We're just
Well,
making
that
tequila.
was-
All right, a little,
So
little
one
fun."
of the funnier things that I saw
Couldn't taste
during
it.
the whole was that Omicron or whatever.
The
That was like
Omicron
the one
variant?
that was like you can't taste or smell.
Yeah.
Whatever time period that people were losing that. There was a video that came out where I assume a brother and sister. I'm pretty sure they're brother and sister. He can smell and taste. She cannot. So they do shots. They do like little things at first, like water. Could you tell? Lemon juice. Could you tell? Tequila. Can you tell?
Oh, bro.
He takes a shot of tequila. Face immediately gives the tequila
bruh.
face.
Oh,
She
bruh.
takes it as like, you gave me water.
Oh, bro.
No face, no nothing. And from that point on, I was like, that variant or whatever causes that is the drinker's paradise. Like, you can get. I have a multitude
We're
of beers
in.
in front of me. However, I am not the biggest fan
I
of
got it.
hard liquor.
Hold up. I got an empty. I got an
Yeah,
actual
you gotta
empty.
hold
Come
on. Yeah,
Let me
represent
get
where
that
you're at.
Victory.
Yeah.
Shout out to Victory.
Yeah, sorry. Product
here.
placement
We're gonna
here.
Product
Let's do one of
placement.
these.
This.
Yeah, you don't see the Millers. I drank
Yeah.
only Victory all night. But fuck, where was I going?
I don't know, but I have another like kind of fucked up
Go for it,
story.
'cause I've
so
completely forgotten mine.
we have plenty of drinking stories, but we we like to fuck around a little bit, back in the day when we were
Always.
drinking, and we were all like, taking shots. It was kind of one of those nights, and we had poured a shot of canola oil and had gotten one of our friends to drink it.
Uh-huh.
No,
And
no.
like it was one of those like, come on,
Was
we're all
he
taking shots.
very drunk at this point?
Look, I won't say he or she, but it was fucked
Were
up.
they very drunk at this point?
They were not as drunk as they should have been to take the canola shot.
Oh, so they should have at this
They
point
should have
realized it
been
was
like,
a canola oil
yeah,
shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And like just took this shot like it was like tequila and just drank a whole thing of canola oil.
Did they give the face like it was tequila?
No.
Because I've
No,
seen those
immediately
videos of
they
like
were
people
like,
that are too
"What?"
drunk to.
No. I don't care. I honestly, I kind of have this theory that like I don't care how drunk you are, you get a shot of canola oil down your
You
throat,
should
bro.
know.
Like, yeah,
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you're too drunk, you might not realize a shot
like
of tequila.
They
it
about
might go
threw
down
up
by,
immediately. Yeah, dude. You could look. They were like, "What? What the hole?"
There's this story of.
It was bad.
It was
And
a
we also
guy-
had somebody drink some pee. I mean, we've
Oh my God.
we've gone down. the rabbit hole.
My entire thought that I was about to give has gone out the window. How have you gotten somebody to drink pee?
Dude, same way.
Do you hang out with Bear Grylls?
Well, look, I think would say
You don't convince a human being to drink pee. There has to be- I am
no. They didn't know they were
1, 2,
drinking
7
it.
beers.
They didn't know
in,
they were
like-
drinking it. Just like the canola
okay.
oil. We got them the same way.
Then you're a
yeah.
fucked up individual.
Well, I mean, honestly, I know that I knew you were going to say that, but I think at the same time, I think it's way more healthy to drink your pee than a cup of canola oil, dude.
we're going
we should get more of a reaction to
specifically-
canola. That could actually kill you. Like pee, it's good to go, dude. Bear Grylls is like, yeah.
Look, I'm
Me?
not saying there's anything healthily wrong with drinking a shot of pee. There's a ton of moral implications.
There's some societal like boundaries that have been crossed there.
Oh yeah.
How? Okay, you know what? Not who, because I don't want to hear names.
Oh, so we
What
have
friend
cut,
is like? Is this like a you've had like Adrian and I? We've lived together for years. Is this kind of friendship level that you made drink a shot of pee, or is this some guy
what,
that like
on-
keeps inviting himself to the party and you're like, fuck this dude, I'm not a big fan. Here's a shot, pal. Like,
There's a little bit of that.
a bit of that.
little bit
I
of
can
that.
get behind a
Little
bit of
bit of
that.
that. Little bit
I
of
will
that.
never give Adrian a shot.
Yeah, that's
of
fair.
piss.
That's fair. That's fair. But we've
I
so
don't care how fucked up I am.
Yeah,
There's
so-
no shot.
I will say that like the friend group as it goes is that we
What are
they-
the chances this friend is watching?
minimal. Probably
Bet.
not.
Continue.
Probably
give
not.
me the
Yeah,
full
yeah.
beans.
But we've had a lot of friends that we've had like we're like they're really good friends. We
Yeah.
just hang out with them
Yeah,
today.
I've
and
met
we've
some of your
but-
friends separate of you, actually. Yeah, at Jake's Bar. I've met
Yeah.
a couple of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have they've passed out like with their shoes on, whatever
Yeah.
whatever
Oh, well, in
reason,
that
but they
case,
passed
in
out
that
before
case.
us.
That's
and
law.
That's,
yeah, and so like we've
that's-
actually cut their
I
pants
advocate
off
for that. Yeah,
just
yep.
just to draw on them.
So you have more canvas.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
so personally,
Yeah.
fully support that.
Yeah, we're ready to just cut somebody's $60 jeans off their ass.
The shoes on while passing
Yeah.
out. I don't care if that's
Yeah,
like
it's
a
pretty bad.
16-year-old
Yeah.
rule or whatever. I'm 30 years old.
Yeah, now-
that is for
That
sure
is
something
law.
I will stand behind. You fall asleep with shoes on, bro? I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck. You're gonna be 57.
Yeah.
I'm drawing on your face.
Have a job interview tomorrow.
Now, I would be remiss if I didn't say that I wasn't also part of this.
I have a picture of you with like
Yeah.
stuff drawn all
Yeah,
over.
no, worse than that. So
As long as you can take it and give it. That's
yeah,
all I ask
of
for.
course,
That's
of
all
course.
I ask
Yeah,
for.
of
fair's
course.
fair.
Yeah, and now it always comes with a little bit of disgruntlement, I have to admit. But I'd be remiss if I didn't tell like my most embarrassing story. And like shout out to my friends, they know what I'm talking about. But so we had a St. Patty's Day bar crawl. That
what
like
you do
started at like noon.
Yep.
And we all
That's
went back
New
home.
Jersey
and
rules
we
are
were
the same
like,
thing.
yeah.
My
Went
friends in
back
Jersey
home.
are crazy about St. Patty's.
Yeah, got back home like 7. We're like, we're gonna keep going, and got home and like fell asleep.
Yep.
And I was the last one up.
But
so,
at 7 p.m., you can wake up again at 11, rally.
which I did,
yeah.
I did, and I was ready.
I
But
am
when I
full
woke
in
up,
support of you
the
then.
problem is that when I woke up, was that everything in the room was zip tied to me. I'm not
So-
exaggerating.
Because I've watched your podcast and I'm now a part of it, you don't want this to be a car podcast.
Yeah,
We're mechanics.
we're
The zip ties are
Yeah.
abundant. Like,
Yes.
your
Yeah.
layman may not have access to zip ties to zip tie an entire key to like
Yeah.
multiple objects.
When you drive
like-
shit boxes, they are held together by zip ties.
Yeah.
I don't leave home without zip ties.
So
I was about to say,
let me-
we've got the 100 packs sitting multiple places.
Yeah. So now that we know that there's a lot of zip ties around, let me draw the picture.
I can.
You're
I can-
asleep. You're asleep on a couch, right?
Were your shoes on?
I've seen-
there's
I've
my
seen the
I don't know.
stacks.
No, my shoes were not
Like when
on.
you stack things on somebody that falls asleep on a couch or something.
No, it gets worse. It gets worse.
Oh, please do.
So my shoes were not on, and for that purpose, they had zip tied to my toe. Starting with my toe, they had zip tied cans of beer, and like those cans of beer then
like through the tab or something.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
And then intertwined those cans of beer into everything that was on the coffee table. So,
So,
all of the things.
Let's be honest. Did you have normal size zip ties? So
Yeah.
your regular 12 or
Oh,
whatever
yeah,
inch.
yeah.
So the circle could have only been. So they would have had to have 6-inch increments
yeah,
to
and
whatever.
look, we're talking about like good mechanics. They cut all the ends off the zip ties. So I was out for a while. So
Classy
literally,
mechanics.
like I'm asleep on the couch. There's zip ties going from my toe all the way, like through beer cans to the things that are on the coffee table in front of me.
Give me an example
all-
of like an object that was on the coffee
yeah.
table.
Beer cans to
a
what?
statue, a very large
Oh, like a
statue,
bust
a
or
heavy
something.
statue,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I ended up breaking.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
But
like
not your
that's
fault.
not
it's
yeah,
kind of
that's
not my fault.
your
Like you're
fault
as you're
entirely.
moving through space, as
Yeah.
you're like waking
When you
up,
wake up, there's a
hungover.
reasonable expectation
Yeah.
of not being attached to
Yeah.
a bunch of shit in the living room.
Yeah,
So.
I'm not really expecting it. Yeah. So my wallet was in line with the beer cans. My
How was your
phone.
wallet out of your pants?
They took it. They took it.
You were out.
Yeah. And so now here's the thing that you should know about a mechanic is that a mechanic, like you guys, we always have pocket knives.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, look, I don't care.
Just get out of
I'm gonna
this.
cut my way out of this.
Until you realize it's zip tied.
I don't have
Shave.
I don't have my knife.
Oh, you fuckers
and
did
I'm
that to
and
me.
I can't find my knife, and I'm trying to like rip these zip ties off my toe and
You're
off
trying to
everything.
pull them
I'm trying
apart.
to pull my
Yeah,
phone
dude.
apart. I'm like maybe there's incriminating information on social media, and I can't get my phone. And
They
and
certainly
then
have photos of this.
yes, yes. And then I look up, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with the quote unquote ceiling titty. The
Oh,
little
yes.
light
Ow,
fixture.
oh, yeah.
Boob light.
Yeah.
Hanging from like
Full
the
of-
screw that holds it's the beauty nut.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
holds
it's a
on.
little
It's
nut.
the
It's
nipple.
the nipple that
Yeah.
keeps the dome boob.
My
to
knife
the-
is hanging. Bro, they sawed me. They
sawed
me.
you through and through.
Dude,
Like,
that was an episode. That was a movie.
what
Assault.
would you have had to have accomplished to acquire the knife? Like Saw level shit, not like
I mean,
like
they didn't go that.
injury, but
to
like
be honest, they came in afterwards. Like they eventually had found me later on, and
So
they're like,
you woke
as I'm
up-
in the middle of this,
did
they're
you
like,
wake up
all
in
right,
one
we're
of
gonna
those
help
like
you.
like you woke up and you see shit's attached to you, or did you wake up and immediately start moving and hear shit attached
Yes,
to you?
that was it. It was the dazed and confused of like moving and like trying to like and like
is all of this?
like more drunk than I've ever been.
'Cause
Right?
when
I mean,
wake
like it's
up, the first
insane
thing
how
I do
drunk
is I grab
was.
for the phone or I grab for the vape. So like it's like
Dude,
the
I think I was
second
smoking. I wouldn't do nothing back then. Yeah, I didn't do anything like that
fault.
back then. Yeah, but
rode your ass into
yeah,
that
but yeah, no, it was it was messed up. But they had eventually like around the time of I was figuring things out, they were like, "Oh, you woke up," like, "Oh," because everyone else had been up for a while. I had slept.
They're like, Keith's back.
Yeah,
All
like,
of our
stuff's
work is
just
here to
messed up.
pay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's
Bad.
the fruits of our labor. It's about
Yeah.
to be
So they
baked.
cut my knife down and I got free and it was
Okay.
fine.
I mean, you. And
but you know
me
what's
have-
funny? So that night, I'll finish the story off with this: is that like it was a ha 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 on me, and I was like, all right, whatever, and like, but like, of course, they couldn't let it go, right? So like they couldn't let it go.
Appreciate you.
You know, like how great of the thing. And I get it, but I'm like, cool. Wait till you guys go to bed. So now it's like 3:00 in the morning, and no
And
one
you
wants to
wake
go to
up,
bed.
alarm set,
And no,
yeah.
like, no one,
No,
everybody, dude, it's like a new Saw game. No one will go to sleep, dude, because like there's a pack of zip ties already out.
terrified,
Like,
yeah.
There's like we're all waiting, and I won't be me. I'm like I slept all day.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, but it was
the
fine.
best
we
part of
didn't,
that is
we didn't
the-
zip tie anyone else. But it
The
was it was a fun-
psychological warfare, though.
I won. I won.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
they couldn't sleep that night, and every other night gave them pause. Like every other night, they're like falling asleep, and was that a noise? Like, it's Keith up there with zip ties.
Yeah, I'm
You're
just
the-
like zip tying outside their bedroom door.
You've got one that's,
Doorknob
like,
to something
you got one
else.
that's cut, so you can just continuously.
Zip, zip, zip. Who is it? Who are they taking next?
I mean, you and me kind of had that going.
We
weren't
did
even
have a
drunk.
slight, yeah. No. This was sober. So
A conscious thought you guys had, huh?
yes,
Yeah.
This was like back when we first moved in together.
We had two
were
other
4
roommates.
strangers at this point. Like we were not the best of friends. We were 4 guys living together that were like cool with each other. Like, I wouldn't, at that time, I don't necessarily know that I would have like invited them to the wedding. Like, we were just really cool guys living in the same spot.
Yeah.
So I started it, right? Like it was me to you. And
Did you start it?
I think
No, 'cause
you started it with Pat.
We had made like plans or something, and you were like, "I gotta go home,"
yeah.
and we're like,
No,
"You
no,
can't."
but I didn't. I think that was the culmination of everything. When I came back. No, is that what?
No, we started it to stop you from leaving. Just to
No,
continuously
that was the
inconvenience
first
you.
time. The first time. All right. So the first time I was trying to leave, they took my shoes. I have to go back so far. There was a hole in the wall created by 2 of our other roommates wrestling.
We don't even need to go
match.
Yeah,
past
not
The
too
hole
many
ended up
details.
in the drywall.
Yeah.
There was a hole in the drywall. They shoved one of my shoes into the hole while I was getting dressed, getting my laundry into my hamper to take home to my parents' house. We're like 19 at the time. Like we're kids.
Yeah.
We just graduated high school.
Just moved out.
Just moved out. This is our first place together. They had lived there previously. I moved in later on.
Just a couple months.
A
Like
couple months.
it wasn't much.
And they took my shoes. One of them was in the wall. One of them was in the light post, 7 feet, 8 feet in the air. And I couldn't leave. So whatever. I eventually managed to get the shoes, left. And I think that's...
you missed some there. Like we continuously inconvenienced you. You went out to get your shoes, and while you were out there, we flipped your laundry basket upside down. So that when you
Yes.
came back, you'd have to pick it up and
put
do
everything
that,
back
and then
in.
we did like a couple other things while you're putting your laundry together.
Was this
Probably stole your
prior?
headlights.
Was this prior to Frankie and I stealing the seat out of your CRV?
I forget the exact time.
I
Shout out to
think that's what
Frankie.
started. Yeah, shout
no,
out
that wasn't
Frank-
the first.
Francis.
That was
Francis.
He just joined in because you and me had a war going.
I thought that's what started it.
No.
But regardless, I'm going to bring it up. At one point, the passenger seat to Adrian's entire vehicle was in our living room.
Like just imagine like
Right.
the seat that you drive in every day
'cause
just
I-
ended up
I
in
had
your
gone
house.
out.
Is somebody
I
sitting
had
in it
gone
in
out
our
with someone
living
else.
room?
I had gone out with someone
Yes,
else.
you had
and
gone
while
out
I
for
was
20 minutes. It wasn't even
No, it was like a
wasn't
run to
an
Wawa or
extended
something.
period of time. It was a short amount of time. You had left. We somehow I don't know why your keys were home or how we got into the CRV, but we took the passenger side seat
Well,
out
if
of
Rob
his,
was there, his key worked on my CRV.
No. Rob was not there. That
Okay.
was you, me, Frank, and Justin and Pat. So it was us four.
Shout out.
And I don't know whether you left your keys
I thought
at
I went with
home.
like Buckley or something.
No,
because I went with somebody.
As far maybe, but as far as I'm concerned, the people at home who were taking your car apart were me and Frank, Frank and I,
Oh, no.
and Justin and Pat were bystanders. Dude, this was 10 plus years ago. It's very hard to remember, but
It wasn't 10.
I'm.
Oh
It
wait,
had to have been.
Mm-mm.
What do you mean? It's 2023. We went to automotive school in 2012.
Oh yeah, it maybe about.
It would have
10,
been
yeah.
within 6
Shit,
months
we're
of us
old.
starting it. Yeah, dude, we're old. So at 9, okay, to be the guy, 9 years ago.
No, I thought it was like I did that math wrong. I thought it was only like 7 or 8.
No, it was a while
Oh,
ago.
we're old.
Yeah, we're so old, dude. We're getting there. There was a time period in which we all dismantled your CRV.
Yeah, you took my passenger seat out.
And not only was the seat in the living room, somebody was sitting in that
Yeah,
seat.
Frankie
when
was
you
sitting
came.
in it.
Frankie was sitting in that seat when you came home.
Yeah, just sitting in my seat, in my passenger seat, watching TV.
But you didn't even know. We weren't you weren't in the CRV, so you would never
No.
have known. You just came in
I
and
walked in
saw,
and saw
a
my seat.
stranger in a seat that looked familiar. Like you didn't.
Oh, it wasn't look for me. I knew exactly
Immediately
where that
you
came
knew.
from.
Yeah. Okay.
But-
Yeah, because the options were Accord,
No,
Dodge.
there are no options.
No.
That's-
But I'm saying for your mind,
Oh.
the only cars that could have that seat
Yeah, it
could
was
have
the
come
Dodge
from
Stealth,
was-
a Saturn
No,
Ion.
it wasn't a Stealth. It was an Avenger.
a Dodge Avenger. Dodge Avenger. Not
Saturn
not the
Ion.
new 4-door one.
No.
The 98 one.
98. I think it was a 96.
No, it was 98.
Was it? Okay.
It was 98.
98.
A Saturn Ion,
2006
a Dodge
Saturn
Ram,
Ion.
a Chevy Cobalt, and whatever car I was
Honda
in.
CRV. And
Whatever
it was
car that I was in.
obviously a Honda
Yeah.
seat.
But yeah, then that got followed up with us taking everything you owned,
Yeah,
putting
I'm
it
gonna let
on your
you-
mattress, and wrapping it in Saran wrap.
The most impressive part,
Was when we made your room disappear.
to be completely honest, I don't entirely remember that, but I was impressed with the fact that the Saran wrap went under the mattress, which to me meant you picked the mattress
We did.
up,
We did.
fucking put all the stuff on top of it, and then Saran
Yeah.
wrapped it all
I
to the
forget-
mattress, and then put it back on the frame that I had.
Yeah,
in
I
the room
forget
at the
the
time.
order. I forget the order that it was
Yeah,
done.
I also forget
Oh
the
no!
order.
If we put it back on the frame,
It was back up when I came home. It was
back
a
on- okay.
wrapped
So
mess.
this happened first. We took everything that was yours specifically. We didn't touch anything of Justin's
Nope.
or anyone else, but we threw
I
it
shared a
on your-
room with another individual they
Yeah.
did not touch. He was probably part of it, to be honest.
Oh yeah. We put everything you owned on your bed, picked up the mattress, Saran wrapped it tight, and then
Dude,
left
they
it there.
had to. I will say, when we first moved into this apartment, was it Pat that came with the Saran wrap?
Yes, because he had a
Pat came
Costco
with-
membership.
Yeah, he came with a
Industrial
lifetime supply of Saran wrap. The roll was this big when we started.
Like this big around.
Yeah, and then they just obviously we Saran wrapped
used it a
Woody's
lot.
car.
We used that a lot.
There was a guy. I don't want to get too doxy, but a friend of ours. I already said his name. I won't repeat it. You can rewind if you want to. A friend of ours went to Walmart. He left the apartment and said, "Hey guys, I'm going to Walmart." This was before I lived there because he still lived there. He was the one that I replaced. So he went to Walmart. I was just hanging out with the guys because we had been going to school. I think it was like 2 months or so after school started that I eventually moved in.
Yeah.
So it was 2 months of
Maybe
you with
3.
this other person. I'm there hanging out. The guy gets up. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to Walmart. I'll be back." Leaves, sits in his car, starts it. It was running the whole time. Falls asleep in his car somehow. And we're all sitting there like, well, we can't just let this slide. Like, there's no way. We've got a million yards of saran wrap. So we take it and we just wrap around his car. I think we did 7 or so layers. It wasn't too many layers.
No, and we didn't like wrap around everything.
No, it was like no more than this much saran wrap going across the entire car, bumper, rear bumper, doors. It was enough to where you couldn't get out until somebody
opening
cut
the
you
door
out.
was hard.
Yeah, you could open it, but it would get like this far. So it wasn't like kidnapping, but to get the legality out of the way.
Yeah, but to go back, the things that we did to you specifically.
We're big tangent.
Yeah,
right
I've
now.
been keeping
We're
what
big,
I did
we're
to you.
big
Yeah,
drunk
no,
tangent
rebuttal.
right now.
we'll have an exchange. But
I've got my
we put
time. I'm
everything
biding
you
my
owned
time.
on your bed, wrap that up. That was one whole thing. You came home
Yes.
to
Everything correct, encased
but
in my bed.
My favorite
This is my
prank we
last
did
niner right here.
was we basically
Niner?
made
I got a 9%.
9%.
9%.
Yeah, shout
Sierra
out to
Nevada.
Sierra
Sierra
Nevada,
Nevada.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're
Yeah.
a good brewery.
But we made your room disappear.
I
We
don't
took-
remember that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's why you lost your bed frame.
I don't remember losing my bed frame. That was like, look to the
Boys.
viewers. What I remember my
Boys,
bed frame being was a couple screws, plaster board.
Yeah. And then for a while your mattress was just on the floor because we dismantled all of your furniture.
Was that the map?
Yes.
Oh, I do remember the
We
map.
dismantled all of your furniture. We took all of your belongings and we hid them.
Was I gone for like a weekend or something?
You were gone for like less than a day.
How did you have time for this? I do remember coming back and like my whole room.
Well, your half
I
of the
shared
room.
half of a room with another person was gone.
Yeah. We hid your mattress in the shower, which was the easiest thing to
that
find.
was the easiest
But
thing.
we took your shelf, like your bed frame and all that.
Yeah.
We broke it
My
down.
bed frame was the box spring, so there was no box spring to find.
Yeah.
It was the box spring.
We took that all apart. We hid it like in the laundry room that wasn't part of our
Yeah,
unit.
it wasn't even
we took
part of
all of
us.
your stuff and we hid it like in the oven, in the fridge, and just all over. And then we drew you a map. We
Two
drew you
maps.
Two maps.
Two maps.
One was map number 2 and one
Yes.
was map TOO.
Yes, and there were references on one of the two maps to reference map 1. There was no map 1. No point did they make a map 1. There was map the digit 2 and map TWO. Those were the maps that I was given.
And if I remember correctly, we drew like a path and we drew where everything was, but we didn't draw any markers.
There was nothing.
Yeah, it's like letting like 4 pigs loose. And
It
naming
was
them,
yeah,
1, 2,
and
and
labeling
1,
them
2,
1,
and
2,
5.
5. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
1, 2, 3,
1, 2,
and
3, 5. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So-
Everything that you owned that was in that room was hidden, gone.
I will, to their credit, they did help me find everything.
But that
like,
was
it wasn't
how-
full blown.
That was how
I
you
had
lost your
to-
bed frame, though, because you were like, "I'll get that eventually," and then you never did, and someone threw it away.
I don't remember that, but that would explain how I don't remember getting rid of that old, ugly
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
wood
it
bed
just
frame.
vanished.
I went to straight Chinese bed on the floor, no box spring. Like, but my rebuttal, if I get a chance to be the guy, I took every single piece of everything that you owned. I took there
Including
was
the
a
communal
fridge,
stuff that I brought.
right? There was a fridge. Yeah, community stuff. Yeah, I'll get into that.
TV in the living room.
The TV, the couch. So even the coins on his refrigerator, I flipped the refrigerator. He had a little mini fridge. I flipped the refrigerator upside
Poison
down.
peeing.
Deal. Yeah, this is gonna be a long one, so I got time.
Go ahead.
I
Go
flipped.
off, King.
Yeah, you drop this. So I flipped the refrigerator. I flipped all of the coins. There was no way you would know that I flipped
But you
all the
did it,
coins.
and the details
but
matter.
Principle and details matter. Flipped all the coins. Flipped the lamp. Flipped the
My bed.
mattress. The entire box spring was on top
No,
of
my
the
bed
mattress.
was made upside down.
Upside down. It was very nicely made. The TV. He came home to watch us. His TV was the
you guys
main
were playing
TV.
Minecraft.
We're playing Minecraft on an upside down TV because we knew he was coming home at a certain time. I think we sat there for a well over half hour, maybe even over an hour,
Just waiting.
waiting for you to come
Just playing
home.
upside down
Because we
Minecraft.
knew around about the time that you were coming home. Just playing upside down Minecraft. He had a couple clippy
Like
hangers.
pants hangers.
Yeah, clothes hangers that clip your shirt. I turned his shirts upside down and hung them from the bottom. I did
I think I had like cans of soda in the fridge that were upside down.
probably every single thing that you had a 100% stake on, even though the TV was like a group TV that was your TV. Everything that your name was attached to.
You guys
180.
were in the living room sitting on my couch, upside down couch.
An upside down couch watching an
Very
upside down
comfortably,
TV.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. But everything that you own due to you saran wrapping, to be fair,
Was the I think me making your room disappear was a rebuttal to that.
I was about to say, because the my stuff being saran wrapped to my bed wasn't a singularly, like, it wasn't you alone.
it was
Right.
my idea.
It was your idea, sure. But the you making my shit disappear, I feel like that was you through and through. Like, obviously you had to use the other guys to, like,
Yeah,
transport the stuff.
Frankie was
but, like,
there.
Oh, see, that makes sense.
Frankie
'cause
drew
he
the
helped-
maps.
He helped us with the chair, so
He
it
helped
only made
with
sense.
everything. He was
Yeah.
just an agent of chaos.
He was, dude. He is chaotic neutral through and through. Like,
Doesn't he's not going to take sides, but he
no,
will join.
He will join, and shit will get fucked up either way.
I remember
yeah.
my TV was turning purple.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. Because it took longer than, like I said, it had to have been a half hour plus of us sitting
so
there
what you missed basically
watching an upside down TV. It started to shift colors.
In response to me saran wrapping everything that he owned, his response was to take everything that I owned in that apartment, including
Yes.
the communal stuff like the couch and the TV, and flip it all upside down.
Yeah, everything was upside down.
I came
His
home.
mattress.
I
his
came home to
fucking-
him and Pat. I think it was you and Pat.
me and Pat were sitting on
my
the,
upside
yeah.
down couch playing Minecraft on my upside down TV. I go to my room and my bed is fully made
upside down. His fridge upside down. Like I was telling him earlier, not that it was a thing you would ever notice, but he had like your normal
Change.
pocket change on the top of his. He
Mini
was using
fridge.
the TV right next to his bed
No,
as
I
like
was
a
using a mini
nightstand.
fridge.
I'm sorry, a mini fridge as his nightstand. I flipped
Still do,
I
by the way.
flipped the fridge first, and then took the coins and just flipped like every.
Fridges don't work upside down.
It wasn't plugged in.
Okay.
Never had it plugged in.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
I think that messes.
They
with the
missed,
refrigeration
dude, for like
system
2
a little.
years. They had a fridge in
think
their
it
room
does.
that was never plugged in. You missed a huge opportunity to have like night beers. 19 years old,
did-
2
well,
in the
no.
morning, slamming
The
a
reason
beer.
I
dude.
didn't plug it in was because it was older
Oh, was
than
it
me and it
loud?
was loud.
Yeah, okay,
it still is.
It was
loud.
right next to both of your beds. So that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I did use it a couple times, but the only thing I had in there was like vanilla Coke.
Do you use it currently? No.
Still,
It is still his nightstand.
Still my nightstand.
We could put it upside down. It would change nothing.
we're broke.
We haven't done as so like that was our old apartment. We currently obviously live together. I don't think we've pranked each other since. We used to do a little like hide the Lego man around the house thing, but
No, but I do remember we did have a mini prank war going on when we both worked at Honda.
was this a prank war at Honda?
Yes, when we were in the
Okay,
express
okay.
lane.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because the one thing that I remember you doing to me was you spread grease under my toolbox handle.
and I will say
It's not
I personally
It was a company provided toolbox. I didn't own it.
I would never advocate for this. This is and to be completely honest, granted I've had a couple beers, I think that was Frankie. I don't think to me
No.
that doesn't sound like something
It
I
was
would
it
do.
was something that you did. It was you.
Well, obviously Frankie didn't work there, but I think that was a Frank production. Like I
Yeah.
think that was like a
Is inspired by Frank.
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
because I
Brought to you by Frankie.
if somebody greased the underhands of my toolbox currently, I
Oh, yeah.
might
It's
go
war.
postal. I might go
That is
like
war.
full blown.
Like
So-
Geneva conventions are out the window.
Right. So that's why I would like to think that my values haven't changed much as from child
But
to
these
here.
were
I
really shitty beat to shit old roll carts.
These were tiny. They were Blue Point roll carts. They were nothing like
that were like as old as me.
Yeah.
But I do remember that my rebuttal to that was to go over to yours. I lifted up the rubber liner on the top. I found a hole in the back, and I shoved a bolt in there and put the cover back down, so you could only open your top drawer about 2 inches.
2 or 3 inches, and there was no reason for it. Like, you'd pull your drawer open, you couldn't figure it out.
You pull it, and the drawer.
Yeah,
the whole
as
roll
a
cart comes
technician,
with
when
you.
I pull my drawer open and something blocks it, I assume something in a lower or higher drawer or whatever is in the way.
You're like, oh, okay, I'll
and
figure
I
this
pull the
out.
other one out and I figure it out. Nope.
No.
Every time I pulled it out, I would hit something and it wouldn't open. And I was like, what the fuck? And, like, to be honest, thinking back on it, I have no idea how he got a screw inside.
No, it wasn't that complicated. It was at the top. I literally just
Oh,
dropped it in the top.
I
Yeah.
thought you went up.
No,
from the bottom.
no.
Okay, I
Yeah.
can't remember. So, like, I
Yeah.
always thought it was like a
It was-
bottom.
it was
up
catching the
deal.
edge of the drawer on
and
the
he would, like,
inside.
somehow open the
Yeah.
bottom two, and then once those were out, he was able to get to the top two.
Yeah, no, like
was
if your
like, what the
drawer's
fuck?
here, like it was inside, and like as you open up the drawer,
It's just
it was,
catching
like,
the back
is-
wall.
Is
Yeah,
catching.
it was incredible. it was a good prank. It was a good. There were a couple good pranks back at
Well, I
Honda.
feel like
We used to. I think about this today. Were you there when we were doing the bulbs like across the bay?
Oh yeah,
We
dude,
would take,
I
like-
would always do that.
We would take
Oh, yeah.
bulbs and just throw them
Yep.
into your
Yeah.
bay. A bad
Yeah.
bulb,
Yeah.
throw them into your bay. I think about that now. If I kneel down,
Yes.
and I'm walking through one of these
Yeah.
to set a lift, and there's
Well,
glass
that's the only reason
Yes.
it worked was we didn't have those style
Oh,
lifts.
that's true. We just had like the platform lifts that lifted.
Yeah.
We never had to
That you
be
put the
on
rubber
our
blocks
knees.
on.
Yeah, dude. When I
Okay,
when I
fair.
worked at Fox Run, that's what we did. Like if I was and like especially it came from like the flat rate guys. Like they were
Yeah.
just mad when they
Yeah.
had to do one, so they would throw it usually in like the hourly guy, me,
Mm-hmm.
the hourly guy's bay, because they would be like, "Why aren't you doing this?" And they would just smash a bulb in my bay.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm
yeah.
doing oil. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you want to
Just like every other bulb.
Bitch, you want to switch? Like, what are you doing? So, but like, yeah, they like between the bulbs, or I mean, there's all kinds of pranks, but the bulbs were the funniest ones. Like the throw across the bay and like throw it at somebody else. It was always a good one. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you're
and then
sitting there,
and like the hourly guys would like take, if they had to do batteries, they would like take them, they would just like smash them on the ground.
Smash
and
a battery?
yeah, and make them leak. You know, that was like the accomplishment. They were just mad, but it was a weird shop. It was a weird one.
I don't think there's such thing as a normal shop.
Yeah, but I mean that one for sure was troublesome. But yeah, and you know, so Fluff went for a pee break. He didn't announce it. He should have announced it, but it's all good. But we when I would have
I think we could. Some of the pee breaks we just kept going.
yeah,
Honestly.
but just to like reference, because like Fluff's not gonna entertain what I'm saying, but like but either way, but when we we changing oil, and you know, you have a little oil drain that like, is underneath. And so I would just drain the oil, and it would just be draining. It takes a couple seconds, and I would walk away to the parts room to get an oil filter, and like the guy next to me would just push my oil drain out of the way, so all of the oil would just
On the ground.
be on the ground, and like I have to clean that all up before I put the car down, because the car should be covered in oil, you know. So yeah, good times. It was funny.
Yeah, we never did that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was
Heck,
it was
yeah, where I
fucked
worked.
up. Yeah, yeah. And like and like if I would pop my hood, you know, I'd do my thing and just like pop the hood and whatever, and I would go around to get out of the car and kind of get my way out, and then someone would just smash
we
the
did that
hood.
all the time.
Yeah, and then I'm like, cool, I have to like worm my way back into
Yep.
the car.
Yeah, for those who don't know, when you have a car on a lift, you can't open the door very
Yeah, it's
far.
tough.
It's annoying.
Yeah, so it's like you want to make sure that you open up the hood before you get out, because it's gonna suck to try to do it again. You know?
But yeah, you know, I'd be walking like on my way to the parts room or whatever, and I'd hear a hood pop right next to me, and I would just, without even thinking, just
yeah.
just close it.
There's nothing better than closing somebody's hood they just popped. There's no better feeling than somebody gets in, they pull the car in,
if
they
you
pop the
time
hood.
it right.
Yeah.
If you're just walking by, and it's just perfect without missing a beat, just keep walking.
Especially if they get out of the car after they pop the hood, they have to get back in.
Dude, I was just telling Adrian, like at the same shop, that we would have like tons of shenanigans. Like it was like so unprofessional. It was ridiculous.
A lot
There's
of
no such
camaraderie.
thing as
I
a
was-
blue-collar professional, let's be
Yeah.
honest.
I was just the hourly lube guy, and I would be draining oil. I just pull the drain plug out, drain the oil. I'd walk away to go to the parts room to get an oil filter,
Yeah.
and the guy next to me would just push the oil drain out of the way and just let the oil just drain in my bay. And I'm like, dude, he's waiting.
That's messed
what
up.
the
Yeah, that's messed
Yeah,
up.
Why?
Like I said, we never did any of that.
Who's
shots
this
at Pirate.
helping?
Yeah,
We
no,
just-
everything. My pranks specifically are never to like add a huge amount of stress or time waste
Just-
in your life.
yeah.
Like
A moderate amount of inconvenience.
little bit of inconvenience. We both laugh. We go on about our
Yeah.
day. If you have to sit and spend 30 minutes cleaning up an oil mess,
Yeah.
now I will say this. All right, so I work at my shop. One of our technicians had left. This was somebody we all loved. He moved to Florida, so it was like not like he's quitting and we're all mad. There was like a big life thing for him, so he moved to Florida. I don't want to get into the details, but
Rehab.
right.
That's cool.
So
I don't even know him.
He had a full-blown toolbox with a hutch and everything at the shop. He had to ship it to Florida. He left, and the box sat for weeks before it finally shipped out to Florida. He was a good employee, so nobody complained. It just sat there. Me and another friend of ours that you know, we know this guy very well. They constantly used to torture the service manager with these foam peanut pranks. Like they took his
Oh,
microwave,
no.
flipped it on its side, on its back, so they can fill it, close the door, put it there. He was trying to warm up soup one day, has it in his hand, opens his microwave, packing peanuts, pour out of the microwave.
No.
He's all mad. It was a great time. So that was a thing that they do. So I'm new. I just started within the past year or whatever. Him and I become friends. We're close enough to do this.
Yeah,
prank.
this guy's just struggling with addiction, and you guys are like, yeah, let's prank
Why do
him.
you keep going to that? He's a very good person, even for family reasons. But so his toolbox was at our shop for the longest time. One of the other employees of LA, or not of LA, an express technician, wrapped it up with cardboard and saran wrap because they knew it was going into a box truck. So me and another employee that we know cut around the hutch. So just the top half of the toolbox. We were able to lift it up. So we were able to open the hutch just enough to stick 4 bags of U-Haul packing peanuts. So they're bags this big full of
Dude.
packing peanuts. We stuck them in 1, 2, 3, 4. Closed the hutch, held the bottom of the bags, and jimmied them out so that just the bag was left and 4 packing peanuts, and all of the packing peanuts were in there. Because otherwise,
Loose in the
yeah,
hutch.
Yeah.
you try to pour them in there, they're gonna fall out before you get to close them.
Right,
So the way we
kinda
did
you're
it,
kind of sliding them out and
exactly
emptying them at
yes,
the same time.
But exactly,
Yeah.
So we do that. It's full of packing peanuts at this time.
Yeah.
$30
Honestly,
worth
it's
of
pretty
packing peanuts.
impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of kudos.
Yeah. So we shimmy what the previous employee did back down, so
Yeah.
it looks like we never touched it. It looks like, as far as he's concerned, somebody wrapped his toolbox up. There was nothing ill or bad at play prior to us wrapping it up.
Yeah.
So he gets the message: "I've got your toolbox wrapped. It's ready for shipment." We go in there in between, fill it full of packing peanuts, reseal it back up. The tow truck comes, and thankfully it was a box truck, so they just put it in the back of the box truck. Air wasn't affected.
shit.
Nothing needed to be touched to this toolbox. It gets all the way down to Florida.
So you guys did him a
Weeks
favor.
go by.
I mean, realistically, you kind of did him a favor. You guys just
Yeah,
filled it full of
everything on
packing
the
peanuts,
inside of
and
that
it was
hutch,
packaged.
not a single thing in that hutch is damaged. I can tell you that for a fact.
You guys did him a favor. It's hardly a
Right,
prank.
I spent $30 to do my man a favor, and he calls us.
Yeah.
So, like I said, weeks go by. I assume what he's doing in Florida doesn't require his entire toolbox.
I would say because he's in
Unfortunately-
rehab.
Unfortunately, he needs a very small piece of his car that he left in his hutch.
Yeah.
So it's in the storage unit of where he put the toolbox. He unwraps it, opens the hutch just a little bit so he can get to the thing. Peanuts pour out of this hutch everywhere. Now, normally, I don't like the pranks that cost time, like the ones that really inconvenience you. I
Yeah.
like slight inconvenience pranks.
Yeah.
I think they're very funny. We both
Yeah.
get along with it. However, he calls us after he does this. And he's going on a rant about how it took 2 hours to clean up the mess inside of his storage unit that we created.
Dude.
And I did feel bad to a degree, but at the same time, my ass was... He's done this to the manager and the lead technician so many times, it was comeuppance. Like, this was expected. So I just was the dealer of said comeuppance.
This karma.
Yeah, this karma. There we go. I was unfortunately the hand at which karma was dealt. Dude, it was... I wish he took pictures, but he said very madly that it took 2 hours to clean up the storage unit.
The confusion and the terror as you first crack that hutch open and just an avalanche of foam packing peanuts.
And as far as you're concerned, a person very close to you has wrapped this up himself and made sure there were no issues.
Yeah.
And then we sneak in on the back
And
end.
we
just make an incision around just as far as at the hutch. And we shimmy, because what he did was he wrapped it in cardboard boxes and then surrounded it in saran wrap. So we just cut around where the hutch was and lifted it about
So like
a
however
foot.
could this even have happened?
Right, exactly. We
Yeah.
only lifted it up about a foot, and we were able to get the hutch open enough to get the packing peanut bags in there, close the hutch, pull them out, put it back down, re-saran wrap around where we cut, and nothing looks different.
Yeah. Fucking gold.
But unfortunately,
it's gold.
the second he opened that hutch, he knew who to call. He didn't blame anybody else but
I
my
thought you were
friend
going
and
to say that
I.
he relapsed. But
No.
no.
He's not on drugs.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
He's a good individual,
I know.
Keith.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, but yeah. So he
Hey, pull those
relapsed, and
peanuts
he's
out,
dead
he just
now.
relapsed.
So.
That was enough. He moved to Florida.
It was Miami, so no, he's in good health. He's doing good.
Well, good. We're glad.
He's a little mad that we did that.
How long have we been going? I know a lot of this is going to get cut, but
it's a long time. We're at 3 hours.
3 hours.
we're at
I
3
started
hours.
this shit,
But
and I was
I mean,
like, I
look-
swear to God, if we go over 2, I'm gonna freak out. But
Yeah.
the beers have made this so
Dude, this
easy.
has been fun. This has been really, really fun. This has been cool, dude.
Unfortunately, he's sober, so it's been fun for you and I.
Yeah, no, but I think it's still fun for Adrian. I think he's been enjoying the whole
I
thing.
can't wait to
but
go home.
Yeah, but sucks for him. I'm going home with him.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's up to you if you want to wrap it up.
I mean, it's kind of also up to you. You're doing a lot of this editing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I know, and like we're in pretty far, but you know, we have a lot of editing, of course. As
We're probably going to cut like half an hour out of
Yeah,
this.
but whatever. I mean, look, editing is editing.
There
but I
were
figure
a
we,
couple pee breaks. And
Yeah, we
like
ought to
other-
just cover some some small topics real quick just on the podcast. But this has been fun. I feel like the best part of this podcast is us just like talking shit. But
There's a good bit of that.
there was something I wanted to talk about because like I actually haven't talked to you about it, is that there's this gigantic iceberg that has detached itself in the Atlantic. It is now leaving Atlantic water.
So
What kind of repercussions are we looking at here?
I'm not good at geography that well. How much Atlantic Ocean does this have to float to before it becomes like we need to start worrying about this?
Dude.
Okay.
A lot. And so like what this is like
Yeah, but it's
essentially
also
going
the
to
size
end
of
up
Delaware.
Yeah,
Apparently,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it can
I
go
see why
far.
you two are very interested in this.
Yeah.
You have a very strong tie.
Yeah, so like it's pretty big. It's the entire state of Delaware.
That's a huge. I mean, granted,
just-
Delaware's
just
not
Delaware's
very
a small
wide.
state, but that's a big iceberg.
It's a big iceberg. Let's
Yeah.
not detract from the fact that this guy is huge.
So I mean, obviously we're going to keep an eye on this, but like I don't know if you had any
Where
like,
is it
beginning
currently?
thoughts.
I mean, I don't know enough about like ocean current patterns and what it takes to disrupt those, but if it goes into like a Gulf Stream or something, could that maybe alter some weather patterns?
Well,
it's the first time that
what do
this
you
has
mean
happened.
about like alter weather patterns in the terms of it's so cold that it's? Because I
mean,
don't feel like it's going to.
It's also physically big enough to.
Oh, it is it's the size of a state.
Well,
I'm trying to
boys.
think of this in like terms of a small ice pack floating through the water. It's not going to do too much weather-wise, but a state-sized ice pack might do enough.
Let's see what this guy's got to say.
Yeah.
Exactly what's happening in the South Atlantic off of Argentina. The Larsen C ice shelf broke off the Antarctic back in 2017. It is bearing down on South Georgia Island.
Oh, it's coming for an island.
Oh, okay. That is rather massive.
Geologist Dr. Pat Abbott has spent plenty of time in the Antarctic, but has never seen an iceberg this big.
This iceberg is about the same size as South Georgia Island itself, and it's heading for a collision.
Wait,
Oh.
it's heading for Georgia? And this came from the Antarctic,
Georgia.
so it's going.
Different Georgia.
Okay, okay.
Different
I was about
Georgia.
to say, I'm like,
I think he said it's off the Argentinian coast.
yeah, I heard
Yeah.
Argentinian, but is there a Georgia? I know there's a Georgia in Egypt.
Nah.
Or
there's a
Jordan, that's Jordan.
Yeah, there's a Georgia right next to Russia. There's a Georgia right next to Russia, but this
Okay.
is a Georgian island. I don't know my geography that well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not geography.
Wait, you're not a
geography-
scientist?
Unfortunately, no.
But
Got a high school diploma.
Says it plays a key role to wildlife.
Is that
so
Taiwan?
we've got an iceberg the size of an island about to crash into an island.
Yeah.
Why don't we propagate this island and become like our own sovereign island? You know,
It'll melt.
it's in international waters.
It's
There's no
gonna melt.
laws. Over time.
I claimed it. It's my iceberg.
Look how tall. It's like 40 feet tall and the size of Delaware. It'll take some time for that to melt.
Like
You build a
it's
city.
probably like 100
That's what I'm
feet.
saying. You build a city in the middle of that bitch, you'd probably be good for a couple years.
I don't know. It's moving pretty fast.
Is it? Like
Yeah, I think
actually?
so.
Well, I mean, it's going to crash into an island, so
Yeah.
that's probably going to be detrimental to its longevity.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So we'll see where it ends up.
but what if it
guess.
just like transplants? What? So all right, let's go full blown. I build an island in the center of this iceberg.
Hang
it
on.
crashes into Jordan.
Hang on, because I think what you
Georgia.
need
Georgia.
I think what you need is Scientology.
We should. Let's bring up the Scientology topic. It's flying spaghetti monsters. So
This giant spaghetti monster in the sky is.
But
Yeah.
what if it crashes in such a way that it just plants my town right next to him? Then, there's no land involved. So it'll eventually, because I can't imagine our Georgia is not particularly cold.
No.
So ice would not survive
Yeah, no,
very long.
it's going to totally. I mean, as it seems, it's going on a totally different path. It's like it's,
No,
it's
not
going
our
to the-
Georgia. It's going to
that's
another
what I'm saying.
island, Georgian
it's like
islands
it's-
or something?
It's going. It's not really going to affect us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the
That's
weight
not-
of that is it
yeah,
gonna
that's
like
not-
shave
yeah,
off
I don't
the
think
top
it's-
of the island if it like
I don't.
would it go
Yeah, I
right
don't
over?
know if. See, I don't know how close it's going to get to like the land because icebergs have a lot more ice below
Yes,
the surface,
yes,
and you know,
it's
as you come up to
huge.
an island, it comes up, so it could stop. Like it could
Way
hit that
early.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll stop way early.
Well, stop or it'll just
Start riding
rush and ride up
Yeah.
the island. Because
Could.
in that case,
I
but
don't
like
know.
I
had
think like
no idea.
40 miles an hour, which is a lot.
holy
For
hell,
something
that's
that
how
big,
much it's
Something
traveling.
that big, that's how fast.
Oh,
That's a lot of
wow.
mass.
That's what I'm
It's a lot
saying.
of inertia.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's a
So
lot
I
of
was,
weight.
I didn't know
That
if you had heard of that. I didn't mean to like broadside you with that.
I mean, I
just
haven't
didn't
heard of
know-
it, but the physics behind that is beyond my layman's
Yeah.
understanding.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I got you.
holy hell, 40 miles an hour. Delaware moving at
on
40
there.
miles an hour is
Yeah,
going
dude,
to
like
cause some
40 miles an
trouble.
hour on the water in a boat is
This
wild.
Oh no, that's like a
You know, so
Speaking of which, did you know that the British Navy has an island that it classifies as a frigate?
what?
No,
Does it
I did not know
transport
that.
goods.
No, it's an island. It doesn't move.
So why is it a frigate?
I don't know. Ask the British Navy.
Let me call them up on their cellular
I
device
think
real
the
quick.
British Navy's getting a little loose with who they're letting in charge.
See, that right there shows like that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shows how much of an iceberg is under the
Yeah.
water.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think Titanic was like, yo, check this out, dude. These little things.
Had some red paint above the surface.
Yeah. Watch out, bro. Yeah. No, but that was the only other like cool thing I wanted to like talk to you about.
That's
was,
pretty cool. A state
iceberg.
size.
I was kind of looking for
yeah.
like Adrian's like thoughts on that. I didn't know
My
if
thoughts are
Well, you guys are
that's
both
gonna
from
be
Delaware, so-
freaking interesting when it crashes into the island.
Yeah.
If now, what are the chances it's slow? Oh, dude, it's
That it
so hard
misses?
to melt the size of Delaware to a non-impactful, like
Yeah.
collision.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know how this is gonna play out.
I personally don't think climate is going to be affected, but like landmass is for
Well, that
sure.
island's gonna be affected.
yeah. But I don't think that it's going to add like, you know how like the dead of winter, it's already snowed 20 some odd inches of snow, and they have all them giant piles of snow, and they last till all the way into like June sometimes. And you're like, well, it's hot as fuck out here. How is this giant mountain of snow still there? Is that what's going to happen? It's going to get slowly, as it gets closer, it's going to get warmer, but it's really not going to change in size.
I mean, it'll melt, but it's just a lot of ice to
It's
melt.
a lot.
A lot of ice, dude.
But I don't think if it does impact the land, I don't feel as if it's going to.
Well, that's yeah. There
Oh,
it
dude,
goes.
look at that! Oh my God, why are they saying Delaware? That looks like Florida.
Oh, that wasn't even it. That's the one. they're
that's the
tracking.
one.
Yeah, this is the one they're tracking right there.
Yikes!
It's not shaped like that.
So this is
No,
what
no,
I was
no, it's
wondering is
not.
how
It's
it's
not
going to
shaped like
move.
Delaware.
So it's moving crazy.
It's
just
following
floating.
currents. I think.
Yeah, it's following currents. Okay.
Winds.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we needed to know. That's what I was looking for.
Well, that's why
Oh,
they're
how
saying
dare
it's
you.
going to, collide with this island.
On
It's
that
on track to
ad
go
right
that
after
way.
The video. Oh boy.
Don't.
Oh boy.
None of us. Nobody
No
said
one say a
it.
peep.
Nobody
No one
said
say a
it.
peep.
No.
Not
I'm
now.
sorry, viewers. I am drawing a line. It's way too early. We've
know,
had too many drinks.
Just because we're not saying anything about it, people are going to think it's so much worse than it was.
That's fine by me
Yeah.
because just
You know what?
knowing is also
leaving it leaving it there.
suckers. I'm sorry.
Well, and on that bombshell, I think
And
it's
on
time
that
to end.
bombshell, it's time to end.
Are we allowed to
Sorry.
say that? I don't think we're allowed to say that.
No, is that?
No,
I don't think it's
we are.
copywritten.
We are. I'm waiting on the lawsuit.
Although no,
Let's
he
see.
hasn't ever said it on the Grand
I
Tour,
don't
so
think.
it might be.
Well, I think that's a protection clause
Oh, okay,
for
okay,
him
okay.
specifically.
Okay.
Like an anti-competition.
imagine
Yeah.
imagine having that trademark like where no one can say it.
There's a guy that did it. There's a guy in our area that has coined a phrase that he says that when he left that said dealership, took it to another dealership, and that's now their slogan.
I know exactly
Yeah,
which
yeah,
one you're
yeah,
talking.
yeah.
I
I'm
heard
not-
that, and I'm like, how?
I saw the billboard, and I saw him on the billboard with the saying, and I was like, dude, I worked for that company. There's no way he's over here now. I worked for both of those companies, actually. But he did. He left. He copywrote his, like, saying, his thing. It's 2 words. It's very common. But he somehow copywrote that and took it with him to another style of dealership, completely
All right,
different market.
You're gonna have to clarify when we get off podcast because I
Yeah,
think we're
no,
thinking
no,
of
no.
two different
Yeah,
things.
I need
No, no, no,
I
I
need to
think we're
know
thinking of the
off
same
air.
thing.
Yeah, we'll do it.
So
off
he
air.
took there's 2 sayings from the original company.
Yeah.
There was one from the owner of the company that he always says, and then there was his. And it's just the dumbest thing ever.
Oh no, we are talking about 2 different things because there's
Oh.
a second thing that's coming,
Oh.
which we will talk about.
All right.
Okay,
Off-
okay.
off-
yeah,
off-
yeah.
off-
Sorry.
But fellas, this was awesome.
This was awesome.
This was awesome. We did awesome.
we
We
did pretty good.
Can we
I-
get
I-
a
I-
cheers?
Can we get a
did.
cheers? Bring that friggin' coffee in here. I mean, hell yeah.
I
Creamy,
have to drive us home. So
the Die Hard podcast has
The
been awesome.
unfortunately. The Die Hard Creamy Special.
Die Hard Creamy Special has been awesome.
It's
I think this is
Christmas.
going to be a tradition.
Yeah.
I
This-
love
this
this.
is-
Yeah, like I
was-
said,
yeah.
next time
This
we're wearing
was sick.
onesies and we're just gonna have to go from there. It's gonna
Yeah,
get
yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep scaling this up.
As this
Like, this is
goes
gonna
and
get
grows.
much
At one
crazy.
point, I want like a train just going around.
Dude,
just every now and
that'd
again.
be
That would be
nice.
sick.
That'd be cool.
We get to control it. Remember the one you had? We could do
Oh yeah, yeah.
What, you had a controllable train?
Yeah, you could control
Yeah,
the speed.
Get the hell out of here. I had the ones that
backwards.
just turned on.
Yeah. And like, you could just like full on derail the
Oh
train.
yeah, you could go
the
fast
hell
enough
outta
you
here.
fly off the rails.
Yeah.
Nice. So like some slot car racing trains.
Dude, just like this podcast, we flew off the rails.
But we kept it okay.
Yeah. No, this has been awesome. This
Yes.
is
Well,
the
you say that now.
Christmas
When Keith's
special.
going
Yeah,
through
true.
editing,
When he has
might
to
be
go
like,
through it.
We gotta cut some of this.
Yeah, we'll figure it all out on the back end. I'm sure nothing will be disparaging at all. We've all said completely accurate things.
Yeah.
and
These are things
To the
we-
best of our knowledge.
and
Yeah.
to the best of light. So
best
We're
of
really good at
knowledge.
Dude, it's
not
been-
researching topics and
Dude, it's
saying
been-
them anyway.
it's been minimal research, mostly bullshit.
Yup.
This is the greatest.
We
of
are
all
those
time.
people.
This is my favorite. Nah, dude, this has been awesome. And obviously, Fluff, like, thank you again
Appreciate
for coming.
it. Thank you
and
for having
we're gonna
me
do this
again.
again, man. So many times. This is the best. This is the triage right here, dude. This is it.
This is triage.
This podcast is proudly brought to you by J Concha Services. Look, we've all started a project at some point in our house that turned into a bigger project. From remodeling or just cleaning out the attic, by the time you were done, you were left over with construction material, trash, old furniture, you name it, and you wish you had a way to get rid of it. Well, J Concha Services has got you covered. J Concha Services delivers quality dump trailers to your home or business with multiple sizes to choose from to fit your project's needs. And unlike the typical job site dumpsters, they won't damage your driveway or parking lot. Once you're finished with the dump trailer, they come and pick up, dispose, or recycle whatever materials you have safely and responsibly. And that's not all. J Concha Services can also provide cleanouts, large material and furniture delivery, and even junk car removal. So, if you live in the Delaware tri-state area and you're looking to remodel like a professional or just have some spring cleaning to take care of, call J Concha Services today and tell them the Leave It Running podcast sent you to get 5% off through call 302-319-4087. That's 302-319-4087. And remember to tell them that the Leave It Running podcast sent you.